for all Salon people and them party them. Sierra Leone Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sierragemedia.org. Now who's tem these?
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based, or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
Hill Valley Academy is a school that provides the very best opportunities for our students to develop, grow, and mature into young adults who are encouraged to become patriots as well as global citizens. We have high expectations and ambitions for all our students. We provide a caring, supportive, tolerant, and challenging environment in which all individuals can grow and flourish. A graduate of Hill Valley Academy is a well-rounded human being capable of making the most of what life has to offer. We actively encourage academic excellence with a sense of responsibility. We look forward to welcoming you to our school and to meeting you in the not too distant future, because together we achieve the extraordinary.
My country, baby. It's a long, it's a long. Now we go with this. Cloud Diamond. Africa D-Block.
Sweet alone. What a beautiful home. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it well, Usa we go. Sweet alone. What a beautiful home. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it well, Usa we go. Everybody me say well done. If we all this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like Salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah. So good in the morning, the land is just gloomy, the moon is going, the cloud is forming, the cocks are crowing, deer is falling, the birds are coming, everybody running inside Switzerland today. The land is yummy, see the mommy they cooking fufu, the party smoking cigarettes, Rajo they watch baby musu, way they find out the country rest, right in West Africa, on the Atlantic Ocean. Inside this land, so much I can boast of. Look at the good plantation, from the beach I get meditation. Make me not wear this nation, I get L-O-V-E for me alone. Yeah, for me alone. Love for me alone, sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it went, Insai we go, sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it well, Insai we go. Everybody me say well done. If we all this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like Salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah.
I know a L-O-V-E, Sierra Leone. Place where sweet like gold, we got diamond box, I silver and gold. So that we make time for the young and old. I mean for let me serve, help me serve. Also you come from the wise, you want for put chest. Peace, love and unity, now for put first. Cause the jealousy and watch or that don't make sense. Togetherness is one, but wait for we success. So get up and go walk, I'll sit down for the top. I criticize the government just for mix up. But stack on the pay, so we need for put stuff. Have for us for you all, no matter how you struggle the boat. It's life without pain, not easy, not in the zone. Just forget to live in on myself, keep go slow. We like to say I go, I not go forget about this, oh.
Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it well, Insai we go. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it well, Insai we go. Everybody me say well done. If we all this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like Salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, then say yeah. We all remember say, sweet Salon how we own. Each and every one God take care of his own. So we all remember say, this country now we own. Each and every one for take care of Salon. I will exalt thee, realm of the free. Great is the love where I get for Salon. I got enough track of one for maintain this my land. No matter the situation, I get love for Salon. I got enough every day, no day pamphlet, place in a picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country pattern for any attack, me the way me boo. I got enough every day, no day pamphlet, place in a picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country pattern for any attack, me the way me boo. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it well, Insai we go. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone, cause if it well, Insai we go. Everybody me say well done. If we all this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like Salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah.
Hello, Fambulem. Una good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose parts na the world where you find yourself. Welcome to Sierra Media, another midweek edition of How the Go Dae Go Inside the Republic. Yes, we say sweet salon. We let come to the bone. We get LOVE for we salon. There is no place like home. Una welcome. We're glad you forget to also again today. For we regulars, we say thank you for all the support and all the following and sharing on they do now all the platforms and on our comments, questions, and messages they want to send. We appreciate una very much. Me una host as always for the newcomers. My name na Juma Ba, and I get me co-host Sylvester T-Boy Dugba, and the man where they make everything happen, Mr. Femi Pama. In safety with we dey try for give una a program today, How the Go Dae Go Inside the Republic. So let I call my colleague. Somebody tell we say the other, they say me side man, but it's not only side man. Not they say me side man, they keep them real. They say it as it is, they means in words them. So sometimes I make una things to get them back to them now. So T-Boy, welcome to today's program. How the Go Dae Go Inside the Republic, like how the TRC say, through art for talk, but now they bring peace. Welcome.
Yes, Juma, welcome to another edition of Sierra Leone Media Live on Facebook and YouTube. How the Go Dae Go Inside the Republic, now they try to find out for see how we get for make it come back to the inside the same republic. So, yes, Juma don't talk them all. But now listen to Juma. We see Juma begin call me full name by any program. Don't say that program they get problem. Alright, Juma.
No, this one not get problem, but like I will say, not so we say now the Truth and Reconciliation Commission they report. The big heading they say true art for talk, but now ain't no more they bring peace. And how can say na salon true not get on him no so
true not true.
Exactly. So we're keeping it real here. And we say the truth. So, what's in your expectation for today's program?
Today's program is very interesting, and I feel say look scatter today, but say we can start. We can say okay, scatter, but as we go halfway, it don't take any dimension. But yet, for sure, very interesting concept of program we can talk about today. And I feel say it's not new, but we bring kind of different dynamics of what's going to happen, and then we ask for una own opinion and tell we what una think about some of the issues that we can discuss, whether not even for or against, but let's take away that connotation of this is politics. Now this is reality. You may say last week, say you vote now you voting?
What I say last week?
Say you vote now you voting.
You vote now you live.
That's it.
Not so just you write, but now you live.
That's it. Well, for the fact that you vote now you lied, now the issues the nanny will try for talk about right now with Mama Salon. What's it make you vote now you live? It's not about your rights anymore, but now you live, which means wherever you place your votes for the upcoming election, they determine whether you live or you die. No, that's not true. They determine how you live. Because if I say that you live or you die, that's too blunt. But you vote for the upcoming election 2023 as Salon, they determine how you want to live your life.
Mm-hmm. So Migos added boy say you vote now you life. And if you how you vote now you petrol price, you vote now you price for one bag gas. You vote, now you go show whether you get water or not. And you vote, now you go determine whether you pick in and get better education. And also determine whose kind of health care we go get. So?
Yeah, majority of that is true. But also they determine how you want for things in Sierra Leone, whether you want for the toll line
So whether you want for run things or let things run you.
Run you. You say P Square, say we the run things or things to run we.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get to make that decision whether you want run things or things run you.
Right.
But sometimes when things run you, sometimes it's much better. But when you run things, sometimes again it depends on how you look at them. But yeah, sure.
Right. Well, you see, thank you so much, Chiba. If I want to break and down, so remember, so we tell we say before able for break and down, say what you mean by you vote now your life. And now the things then this now they talk about. You know, you vote, now you go determine are you allow one back stand, you know, stand like, or whether you want to get petrol or you want for I call them. We're not going to use that other word day because obviously you get to do with somebody in death, you know, but they say if you want for Abu Black, you know, or you want for able for take Puda from Watalo to PZ or not.
Hold on.
Yes.
If you want for Abu Black, and I say, sorry, I lost.
Okay, so you see, this now so we're able for no event and would have been in a salon at a particular time. So during the revolt, in NPR, AFRC 1997, you know, may his soul rest in peace, the famous Chief Abu Black, you know, made a statement at stadium, say, people them they grumble, say transports no, they just the same situation what they face right now. So the late chief, they make a statement, say, bo, Friday first time before independence, we to Kano day, not to Waka will be the Waka. People all answer yes. You know, that petrol not the transport, not the so where people in the Waka from for long distance, say below Abu Black bo. So that was the slang then.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you are Abu Black or you are for take Puda from, you know, Watalo to PZ.
Well, to be honest, you don't tell me man the Abu Black. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you are. I hear you voice, but I know this. Now you don't come back to.
Okay.
Now we'll talk about Abu Black. So now I'm freeze you. So tell you.
To be honest, we don't deal Abu Black now anyway. So for look Abu Black, not a big deal. And even London back with Abu Black because majority me are the Abu Black almost to majority of my destinations. We know to walk location.
Yeah, but it's different where you the Abu Black by choice and where you the Abu Black because the system they run you. It force you for. And even when you not where even the one that we're not able, you understand, you are forced to Abu Black.
I think it's a free song, not so by choice.
Exactly.
It's in between. Sometimes it's a mindful decision and sometimes it is a deliberate decision, and sometimes I have no choice.
Right.
I have to Abu Black.
Yeah.
Because the amount of time where it takes me for Abu Black is quicker than actually sitting on the traffic and waiting for a couple of hours. So yeah.
Right.
So those are the differences here.
Okay. Well, obviously, Fambulen, like I say, we get Femi come out with we self go can't tell una do soon. And you know, smile to una as well as always and making contribution. Let me give shout outs to we peeps them. T-Boy and for check those on YouTube as well as we WhatsApp groups. But I see on Facebook we get Mohamed Jallo, welcome, Lamzodi, Marian Tenekagwo, Sequence Dumbuya, Samakuyate, Mabinti Esconte, and Kaletu Kamara. Una all welcome. Welcome to today's program. And all the other one, the way they watch, when are the invisibles, we say.
And the one they Boku TV. And guess what? I bracket Boku of we invisibles them. Hi, I saw you this weekend. Hello.
Right. Well, again,
I don't shout out to YouTube specifically by names, but yeah, I know we get quite a number of people who are watching, and I want to say hi and welcome to you guys. I know you're watching, but most times I get me regular the way they always show up now the screen where they tell me say yes, they're around by participating into the discussion the way they get. But yes, kudos to now all still with it. I know for some you watch and now they make their own contribution there. Now their own private text chat group them. I know because some of them don't tell me. But it's all good because it's one motive.
Right, so we just get other one that we just join with like Madam Florence Carter, Adam Ajibate, Kamara Kamke, James Brown, and many others. Them are all welcome. We will look forward to our questions and comments them as well. Okay, so today's program, we talk about, say, how they go inside the Republic. So the lineup will get for now. T-Boy state already. This is something that we've been talking about. No, we're not the prophesying ayaso or looking grown also or Kobajina Musa. We say it as it is because we don't see the problem and the wahala far. And we can expect, say, something and the one that we in a position of authority and trust and we're supposed to do things, go do what and supposed to do so we not go reach the level they will reach. So the fuel crisis and the subsequent protest, we don't happen at the country, we talk about them again today and highlight and we see the impact we that get. And also, since, we dey monitor social media as well, we don't hear so many audio messages from concerned Sierra Leoneans. We go either discuss or play some of those out today if we're able. So let we read the opinion the way they come throughout the country. And also, we know, say we now a generous people, and we are religious tolerant, and we believe for give, not to so Salo and not to so T-Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
We always can say how the Muslims then can say, feasibility, give for God and happy, not to so.
But now feasibility, they are not to forget that no more.
Well, nice. So now that so yeah, feasibility, and of course, we the Christian them as well can say, give with all you heart, give with all you heart. God go bless you. God go give you more.
For give with all you heart. So you are Christian school again.
Hey, me a Christian, me a Muslim, me a Christmas, all thing.
Do you know, by the way, somebody did ask me a couple of months ago, say, who school you go?
Me, I go Ayatollah.
I don't want to answer the person. Actually, tell that. Now, Femi, don't make me ask me who school you go.
Tell Femi say that Ayatollah now go. Okay? So, we come back to the thing about give it all you have. So, the president, President, His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, he give hefty and heleba donation to in church St. Luke's Church. So, if I forgive, for some time and day we want for ask, waiting at the source of the money or the donation where we they give, because then say we they give, you get for give clean money. Muslim then say halal money. And when they give, now forget the return, the blessing and all of that. But that donation, they now be every donation we will see. I'm not sure so that one day you get that kind of donation. T-Boy, one day you get that kind of money.
Me, I don't know self say they get money really exist in a church.
They exist. Okay.
A church, so, a church.
A church, exactly. So a church. Especially in Sierra Leone. Then of course, we gonna look like there's some kind kitty kata within the country where we pass it. We want to ask people. We have seen the way they happen. It don't reach a crisis point or nothing they will get for ignore. So we'll look at that as well inside the Republic, how they go. And just for reminder now, we not they just talk because we want for talk, but then say too hard for talk, but on our in no more they bring peace. Over to you, T-Boy.
Say, we get a lot to talk about inside the Republic today, and the contribution where you don't highlight, say, the president make, not to just the money no more, he also make tons of iron rod.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't know, now this, what's in that been the purpose of the contribution? And they say even contribute for some work.
A pledge for that.
Pledge for some work, come on. So what is that be the purpose of the pledge? Now for building church or renovate the church or what? What was it for? Because we say 20 tons of iron rod come out, I think it was 20 tons.
So take your calculator now, Lord, begin calculating.
Well, I think we get the video. We'll don't talk down later. We'll play the video, people for themselves. May they actually see what's in well, later he was in the presidency specifically.
Right.
I think it was 20 tons of iron rod. I don't know much for 1 ton iron rod.
Take you calculator, 1 ton iron rod na 12 million leones.
Okay.
12 million na close to $1,200 or more, depending on who say you change. Whether
no could go for the 12 million.
Yeah, so whether na white market, black market, underground, inside bank.
20.
So
240 million.
So 240 million worth of iron rod and the president donates to in church, St. Luke's Church. Okay? And so yeah, Bani Abu, of course, me na Pastor Juma, I take that. Now I'll be the me na Limba Church a day, me na member of Limba Pentecostal 4th Street. Tibo no get church.
What I say so?
Church today, you know say family day tabernacle, you not get church.
Me I cathedral.
Where you remember?
Actually, no. Me church not so cathedral, I call it chapel.
You see, the man even know in church.
Not devil by Swazi.
You sabi inside the church, then you elect the name.
No, that church is practically owned by us.
Okay, but you don't get membership card.
You see, I say it practically owned by us. They ask for membership card. We get seats now the church way. Now we sit down. Now they name the seats after we. Femi no can't talk now because you have to be just now.
All right, Mr.
No, Femi need to talk.
Now tell Adu, no more they tell Adu. Femi.
No. What do I can tell Adu? Wait, then talk about church. I can't tell Adu. What do I can talk about now? Okay, go on.
All right, the president of St. Luke's, be the Limba Pentecostal, Femi de Cathedral, Tabernacle Church, no side boy. They claim what you call it? Now we not chapel or college chapel.
College chapel.
Okay, college chapel. Yes, Femi, welcome.
Hi, Juma. You hear me okay?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Okay, so first of all, make a correct you. I know the tabernacle.
Okay.
I the Ebenezer.
Okay,
Tabernacle and my mama in church. Ebenezer and my papa in church. So I kind of do also, but you know.
Politically correct. Thank you so much.
Now, one you get for the.
No, you know.
Well, now one I get for the guys. So me na Ebenezer man.
Okay,
but
so
I can
Ebenezer.
go support Tabernacle as well because na Usai, now we Southern church them, Central one.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, we take that. Thank you so much. So we all get church now. So and me, I did 2 mosques as well. Okay, I did Mende Mosque and I did Limba Mosque na Sanders Street. Mende Mosque na Sakila Road. I there I grow up. I there I pray. I there I do everything. If anything happens to me, do not say they knock, then they go, then sabi me, then sabi me family. Then they ask question whether I'm Muslim or Christian. So the Limba Mosque being an official member na Limba Mosque na Sanders Street as well. See where who's mosque today?
Actually, I did Soso Mosque and I did Fulato Mosque.
Fulato Mosque. Okay.
But if anything go wrong with me, touch wood. If I did free tongue, I get 3 mosques the way they go get me. Either Soso Mosque, Fulato Mosque, or Hausa Mosque.
Okay.
You want parenti mosque, then they will go take responsibility.
Right. Okay. Femi, who's mosque today?
Femi no get mosque.
Now lie. I will get church they no get mosque.
I invite you back.
Femi, who's mosque today? Talk, no shame.
If you Femi no lie, this na length.
Femi in mosque na Cambia Central Mosque.
Femi no lie, this na length.
It's not a problem, but
who's mosque today?
I know they lie, even when length so come. As Yusufu can say, if na lie, they lie. See what done for me now.
Like rent for them, but not drop na ground.
Yeah, this a big one.
So I know the lie. I not get mosque.
Okay, not get mosque. All right. But okay, able for language, it can worship with we if it's necessary.
Yeah,
right.
I always support. If anything safe, na Brixie mosque day because I don't. I don't go Brixie mosque all the way. See where they can get business
activity.
But you know the funny thing. You see some pastor me. What church? At least we get able for sing, praise, and worship.
No, but it's a member able say amen.
Femi, where you go now mosque? It knows how to for even say local for the market at Brie. Before that, the guy will give himself command.
So now that I'm fault, that's your fault because now you for.
I think now me can go to church for begin praise and worship.
Are you a teacher? Never mind. So we they come back. You see, where we can start. We're not know why we they see this. This is our basis and bringing things into context. Okay, Fambulem. We have nothing against donations, not church or mosque or religious houses or cultural groups, whether it be Debu, Padu, Firestone, Bloody Mary, Texas, what you call them, Tetina, whichever one. One cover one, which one are you on Debu, T-boy?
Firestone, he asked me.
Yeah, they ask you back. Well, Femi, which one are you?
Now we be the dealer. He asked me back again.
Femi, which one are you?
Femi, and then Tetina.
You not get problems today, Jesus.
Yeah.
So don't forget Usa Komot. Me na Firestone man.
Me na Tetina man anyway. So So I did Tetina, then I can claim Bloody Mary as well.
I remember once I went and beat Tetina and Mountain called Owenski Junction.
No problem. So now see, we get church, we get mosque, we get what's it called? I don't call it Debu, not Debu. We get Debu. Okay.
So we get traditional masquerade, not Debu. Debu,
okay, traditional masquerade. All right. So yeah, see na padu 110 for year. All right, T-boy, let me do with math again. Thank you so much, Mrs. Carter. It don't correct. We say 1 ton iron rod now 13 million. Since we say how they go inside the Republic, we get to go with the figures there where the people are waiting at the ground they supply with. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. 13 million for iron rod. T-boy. So do you math again, please, your calculation.
160 million.
Okay. All right. So now we president donates 20 tons of iron rod to in church, St. Luke's Church. And it donates 2 billion leons. You see how they take them for call the figures for Lano Bok me months. Okay. 2 billion leons. I donate to the church. So T-boy first don't get a question. Why the donation not for waiting? Whose purpose is it? For a church raising funds, for build something, for repair something, for education, for picking them, for support. People where they go to the church where they struggle, they get challenges, or for welfare issues. What was the donation for? We understand, say this now Lent season, right?
Correct.
Fine for give, just like how the Muslims during Ramadan can give more. Then say if you give more, God go multiply you blessing, especially during the holy months. Them so all months holy, whatever soon once they were recognized. 2 billion leons and 260 million. So 2 billion 260 million leons. Now we president donates to in church at this time. So we are asking the question, T-boy, at this time in Sierra Leone. Donating.
I mean, they ask the question.
Well, I ask follow discussion and the public as well for their comments.
Well, to be honest,
yes.
The 2 billion and 260 million at this particular crunch time in Sierra Leone to a specific church with one denomination, specific location, you will question it. One, now the fact say, not because of na religious aspect, but also the time at which we are talking about right now crucial times in Sierra Leone. There is no individual denomination church where would tell you, say, such offer is not a good thing. But when you take this crisis situation in Sierra Leone right now, cut across everything, standard of living, way of life, social issues, and other issues, them are of paramount needs in all those different issues that we are to highlight. So for take 2,260,000,000 leons and donate them to 1/10 of 1,000 or what's in the right fraction, I would say 0.99.99% of the population, I think we should question that, whether it is relevant, whether it is timing, whether it is for any purpose, whether it is to me, it is not even godly. Let I be blunt now. It is not even godly to me. As far as I'm concerned, you are depriving a nation of 2,260,000,000 leons to a 0.000% of that nation. That to me is not godly. Because God said, when Jesus went for feed the nation, he used a loaf of bread. And he makes sure say everybody gets part of that loaf of bread. That is when you choose to be godly. But if you want to be godly in a specific way, and you ignore the masses of possibly within that location alone, apart from outside that location, within that area alone, and then your amount of godliness should be questioned. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know for the pastor or the priest or if now Catholic priest they get to, but if now me being in that church day, I mean for receive the offer and donate them to the community. Because I think the community will be better off with that sort of donation than I keep under the church, where I know for sure 110% with the way house are right now, it is only going to benefit not more than 10 people in that church. But is it a physical donation or a pledge? Because we have heard about so many pledges in the past. Any of those?
Let me correct Sunday first. T-boy, a pledge you get for honor. For as long as you don't make them, you don't pronounce
that's my question. That's my question.
On you to make it reality. And yes, go ahead.
Juma Ba.
Yes.
The President of the Republic of Sierra Leone have made a pledge to the Republic of Sierra Leone in his manifesto.
Yeah, but it's not to God and the church. And in no, it said it donate. Wait first. Let we take him as he said with the analyzer. Okay. He said donation. He did not pledge. Did he pledge? Was it a pledge or donation? You don't see the video. Did he say pledge or donation?
Okay, Juma. If you're making a donation, would that donation not be done in physical, in person? I'm donating.
Yeah, the donator in pronouncement before God starts. Okay?
You know, for saying before God, that man beating up.
We assume that the church, you understand, now a place of worship, and without the worship, now God. So we take them first as it is. Would they go inside?
Face value.
Yes. So let's take it as it is first, that he donated 2 billion leons and 20-ton iron rod to St. Louis Church. We're not in church. Okay? So now a donation to the church. Then secondly, like I say, he's the president. We expect him not for lie, because integrity, is a must. Now the office we hold, so it's not for lie. Lying, they show say you don't get integrity and you don't get any ethics. Again, we believe say he's a man of God. As a Christian, you know they lie to God. Okay, so that's at face value. Continue.
Well, if you don't make that kind of statement, I will continue to say there are thousands of questions we I will ask such donation.
Correct.
And to me, what I want to highlight to you earlier on, now the amount of pledges that the president don't make to the nation, and currently the amount of donations that we don't hear he say he don't make, but we haven't physically seen those donations in person. I will question whether it is a stunt or it is a propaganda stunt or it is real. But let's say, for example, it is real. Let's just say, for example, it is real. This is in the house of God, and you don't want to proclaim anything negative. You want to be on the positive side of things. But personally, if it wasn't a stunt to me, as far as I'm concerned, I will not do it in that public domain. They can say, come give testimony. But was he giving testimony before he made the donation? Because to me, it's a normal Sunday service. What prompts the reason why I should make this donation to the church? Then I want to. It is a normal Sunday service. Why we were not told what the donation was for specifically? That's two. And three, they only give you a video footage of the donation and nothing else.
Right.
What happens? What were the other statements made
before
the proclamation?
Before and after,
yeah. So these are all the basic, simple questions that we possibly want to sit down behind the scene and ask themselves. Okay, why make this gesture, or what's he make it do for, and how did he make the payment, or what's he happen after that? Okay. These are basic questions, and if anybody will gets rational thinking, not able to think beyond them kind of reasonable thing, that's why they make sure why they highlight so. Not to say you don't have an issue or you get issue, but it's just factual. For anybody to think rationally, we begin questioning himself first. Okay, and they can't make this donation to this church. Why? The church they broke. The church needs certain thing and way that money they go do a lot for. The church need something we need for be renovated. The church not get X, Y, Z, Z, Z. But why that specific church? That's not the question. And why at that specific time? That's not the question. And thinking about the way the situation in the country, why do such a thing?
Okay.
It's my question.
Salient questions, we work for answer. So yeah, we do, if and buts and why. Now, yeah. So let's say in church, okay? And let's say I decide who to donate to, where to donate, when to donate, okay? Let's say now Lent season, okay? So, but then the other question no answer, like how you state, why at this specific time where the country they go through, what they go through, so the country they pan broke down, okay? Then the president.
So if the apprentice still there with the board for put to
when I say they pan broke down, you understand? That's the reality. So my other question, T-boy, who side with president put 2 billion leons and also 260 million. 260 million leons for buy 20-ton iron rod. Who side with president pull that money? Who side pull that kind of money? The 2 billion, billion. Who side it pull that?
Equivalent of how many million in dollars?
I don't know. Femi, come the back.
I believe saying $200,000.
Okay. Usa with president. Yeah. Usa with president pull $200,000.
No, I'm not using that $200,000.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it $200,000? So
yeah.
It's what? So $1 billion $100,000.
Yeah.
$1 billion $100,000.
So if we go 1 for 1, say 10,000 leons for $1. If we go by that.
Okay.
Yeah. So who side will president pull $200,000 for donate to the church?
Well, he's the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Who side he pull the money? You cannot get that kind of money there.
Well, the only question I will ask, not that, but I will ask, what's in previous donation that we donate to the church?
Don't they make now the church? That's one question, exactly.
Because
so you don't see how
you have been making exorbitant amounts of donation 10 years ago,
right,
or 5 years ago. Then I might understand now that you are now earning a bit more.
Yeah,
you are now earning extremely high, so your donation is going to increase from maybe 500 million to 1 billion, from maybe 1 billion to 2 billion, because you don't want to decrease your donation if you don't begin raise the tempo at that point. Maybe the other way around, something they will donate to them in the past. But anyway,
so let's not come back. Rewind. So the church be they donate to Prezo so that they repay. No, we not say the church people let me they donate to Prezo because we not say 2012. The 5 months away be the drive. Now the father them.
Now they donate something.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we get a way to call a bio something. We know that. So na can't tell you to true. Father them una camera una tell una full statement press release una tell.
They're not involved in politics, so don't get them involved into that political discussion. They will forgive them. No, but on a very serious note, I think I don't see a few comments in the chat, so I just want to read one or two. Abdul Rashid say, Timo, make we say half. Make we say, what the question? Make we say half of the people then way they go now the church then get money. So why then go give the money to the poor people then way they in need of the money? Look how country they go right now. So basically what Abdul Karim say is, yes, we know say this church get beaucoup rich people, right? But we get money, we comfortable, we live.
Yeah, an affluent church, local.
Right. So if a church, well, everything is that money kill money. Now I don't see the reason why. So we they expect another donation where they come on next. Now it could be more than the president's union, and then the president will increase the next donation. All right.
So we still ask Usai, Mr. President, pull that money, the 2 billion leons and 20-ton iron rod for donate to in church. The reason we could ask this because where you they go give before church, the offering, then say you money or mosque or religious house, they say you money for being clean, right? The source of that money they,
G say the question should be the source of the money, not the reason or to whom it is donated. Because if the money is from his pockets, he will give it to whom he chooses. If only the money is from government funds, then it is an issue. Just like what you say, how you they class money when they donate to a church as clean money?
Or you then say you sweat, you had an labor where you work for, you sweat for, not so money where you thief, not so jebu money.
Juma, look at holiday. Money where you go thief, you still sweat for thief and more.
But for thief, not so genuine way for get money. So stealing, theft, corruption is not legal because you they hide underhand business, you deprive people, you they make picking and they die in a hospital. The money way for them, you take and you convert them to your personal use, and you try for go donate them to church and let you look like say you're not a clean person. That money they is haram. They're not clean.
So how do you class money we clean for donate now church, for example? If you want for donate
and labor, then they pay you, they go work 9 to 5. For example,
he's the president of Sierra Leone.
Huh?
He's the president of Sierra Leone, so he gets paid.
Does not make you the president of Sierra Leone. How many things the world Africanist press don't pull course, the president who said them pull $1 million for go medical na Lebanon. We don't hear waiting the Auditor General report state about the money that we don't they lost and right now the president's office. We don't hear who side the president, okay? The in trip to wherever to South Africa, then come with forged receipts to the people of Sierra Leone. So who side them put that money there. So now that money they then get together for go donate to this church, or then give them money for salon. Where they can give the people of Sierra Leone, then convert on a personal bank account, like how we see where they give them money for renovate the UN mission now New York. Then somebody say when I put the $1 million now this is my personal account. So you don't see whichever way you look at them, if the money not clean, we know they say not clean, no, we just they ask the question, highlighting some of the allegations that we don't they come up and some of the hard proof about corruption we get for do with the president's wife, you know, the president's office, and people that will surround the president. Usai then put $2 billion for go give to church at this time. And you ask a salient question: how much the president, what's gonna be highest donation, you know, before he be president?
I think they are Catholic in the house, so can we revert the question to them? Because
if you're a Catholic, you
no. I'm going to be specific.
Okay.
Because I just want to be specific. I think they say if you sure say now the Catholic Church been by for in Motuka in 2015 because was the Catholic Church.
I don't say the Catholic Church, I say the father there. There is a difference where the church.
But the father is different from the Catholic Church.
Yeah, well, the father then can be the head of the church there, but you know me say.
But the father is the Catholic Church then they.
Yeah, then they, but we don't know side them pull the money. We say that the father there, and they're not for mixed pan politics, but they decided to support one candidate against the other.
Okay, but you sure say that the father then and then get and Motuka.
We don't challenge now. Let them put press release and deny. So
well, then the church not get that money there.
So if then deny me, I go apologize to the public. But if they not come out and do a press release and deny that, then you know.
All right. That's not one issue. To me, the iron rod issue. So it means they forbid something.
Correct. So that means for construction, either for expand the church, for strengthen the church, or for build school inside the church.
Anybody get a picture of that church there? I don't know what it looks like.
I don't know, but I don't see no more.
What's the name of the church? Let me find it. Maybe it's online.
St. Luke's Church. I don't know if now Wilberforce or Hill Station. One of them.
St. Luke's Church.
Yes.
Wilberforce, eh?
Either Wilberforce or Hill Station. Femi, they smile. It's outside the church. They not really talk no more. Let me know where the church is.
St. Luke's Church, Wilberforce. Because I want to see the nature of the church. Wow.
When you say Wilberforce, not go Wilberforce, England is so.
No, Wilberforce Freetown. Okay, yeah, now actually Wilberforce, England, but I get to Wilberforce. So that's still Wilberforce Freetown.
Freetown, Sierra Leone.
No, Freetown on the past good Sierra Leone again.
You know, Freetown in America as well. This specific boy.
Okay, I'm seeing various different type of St. Luke's Church. One or two of them. The only one that fits the Freetown St. Luke's Church now cream and brown.
Correct. Now the color that.
That's the church.
Yeah. So whose partner Freetown is?
That church did the Freetown. Yes. So they have a. Let me check out their Facebook page and see what it does on Facebook and see whether it is what we're thinking. Right. Okay. The St. Luke's Church on Facebook does exist. Yes.
So you see, I correct. Uniquely in Bamban way, na been soldier. I salute them. You see, na close to Wilberforce Military Hospital. So you see, I still know a little bit about the salon geography and those things. Somebody else done back to Wilberforce. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tina Davis. You know, thank you very much. So now that church there, we president go donate the $2 billion. So almost we president they don't donate. Una where they go St. Luke's Church now Wilberforce. They una help we. Una help we. President we don't they go now in church that one day. We know that one day. Okay. almost if he don't they donate, waiting at the highest donation before he become president. We agree say he's our president. There is a possibility say he get that kind of money, but we want for no Usai he pull this money for go donate. Then look hash out one issue quick. Then we will continue on this money and jump to the other things. Then T-Boy.
Yeah.
In your sound mind, and Femi, this goes to you as well.
You want to say a Christian?
No. I just try for not to tell who they make kalu business.
So you want to say kalu?
Sometimes. Under normal circumstances, if I grab.
What is within normal now?
If I grab, I go say, Jama assalamu alaikum, warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I didn't ask you today for make donation. I didn't ask you for make donation. Me personally, they donate today 2 billion Leon to this church, to this mosque. Then at a pledge 100 million for T-Boy and 100 million for Femi. Don't I just say on social media?
You see how
what would be your reaction?
Your reaction when I say
Yeah. So if me go pledge for you, me donate, then I pledge for you without your consent, without consulting with you.
So God, are they going to that mosque where you make that pledge? I asked the Imam. Say, Imam, I know say you for ask question who said this man pull his money where he can donate. So because the mosque, now they accept haram money. But this not only say, oh, Baba God, I just make a statement that might not be correct.
Well, not make them then.
I make them still. Don't make me disclaimer. It might not be a correct statement, but between the eyes of men that sees the way our pastors and imams behave in Sierra Leone, I leave it like that.
Okay. All right. So Femi, waiting will be your reaction if you hear that. Then call say, Femi, congratulations. Juma go donate to a mosque, they pledge for you 100 million. Femi?
I go glad you say Juma they go pay for me. Because also me make the pledge.
Juma don't pay tithes for the rest of your life.
I go glad for the church. I go glad for the people. I want reverse a little bit. Una they talk about this
right.
donation.
Reverse backwards.
The reverse backwards.
Not reverse forward, reverse backwards.
So literally churches them generally not they make money per se. Right. They're not a business. So they live on donations. Yeah. Be it from a bigger church where they give them money for run their business. Yes. Or people and they pass away now the wills and they left property give church. Church goes on to rent some of them property then they at affordable prices. So then go use them money then they for sustain themselves. The congregation then go they give collection every Sunday or during the week as well. So churches make money out of donation. So not a bad thing for make person give church money. I should say like the same thing for mosque as well. But I don't know much about the mosque, so I talk Usai Asabi. We they pay until we get for pay every year. Right. Yeah. If you not pay that day, then can say when you die, they own the church in you.
Right.
So you get for pay that day. But apart from that day now, you get other things there where the church go can knock now you do more and say, blah blah blah. And nowadays, because certain of we they abroad, the church then he write so we or then he send message say una we they abroad, una able afford a little bit more, so una gain. So you get certain people that with the inside free tongue or inside salon back where sometimes able afford a little bit more. So sometimes church don't go knock na the pie do not say, but we want to do this so. We need certain money. So not a bad thing for make the power pull na in pockets, na in bank, na in savings from in salary and donate to the church.
Okay.
Not a plaba dandy. But the question as I don't talk just not say, now, does he have that money? So the other question I will get for ask because the party work. Yeah. So get for ask now what's na the pay salary.
Correct.
Because the park can take him 1 whole month salary pay.
Correct.
But does he make that amount of money?
Absolutely.
How long it will take for make that amount of money there? Because at least so if you take them from the government coffers, then it's wrong. That money should be donated. If you go donate, if you donate to the people of Sierra Leone, not to one specific people. Then, you know, and when they talk, so now they look for see if na affluent church St. Luke's, and nothing to that any matter because no matter if the church get money or not get money, most of the work with the church they do now for the community where they around them. Yeah, right. And although they might have affluent people that we tap there's still people and we can't afford. We some St. Luke's they look after them. Absolutely. So let not condemn St. Luke's for taking the money and doing God's work with the money.
No, I will question St. Luke's for taking the money for the purpose of integrity and ethical issues, because these people, you know, the men of God, where they go present on behalf of the church, then they preach about what you call them, cleanliness, you know, not for thief, not corrupt, you know, for treat the people you know, na the country, not suffer people kind of thing. You understand? And again, let's come back to donations. Donations are not only made to churches. Yes. Donations are not only made to churches or mosques. Let's take things that are done in other countries. In the United Kingdom, where you're seated, Femi, and me, they in America, we've seen people that will get money. They will not say then they work. Okay? Then get money pass with president. You understand? And so then the one whole government of Sierra Leone force. Then they work. Okay? They donate hefty millions of dollars to charities, to non-profit organizations, you understand, to foundations. But then the moment where something come up, where show some, you know, either their character is questionable or the source of their income is questionable, then they disassociate themselves with that person. If not donation will not be done, take then they return them, you understand, or then they pull that person there, whatever they may don't do. Okay, for in that person they in name. That happens a lot in America now, so we know that one day. Example, with now the famous black actor name, the older one, Femi. The older,
Them Boku's older.
So the older one where we get some kind case about what you call sexual violence and things like that.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. So we see how universities, these are learning institutions where they detach themselves, they disassociate themselves with all in donations and everything. Not so. So that is why I'm saying, from a moral point of view, from an ethical point of view, from an integrity point of view, because the church and the mosque are supposed to be a place of high standing. You do not use any questionable funds or resources to advance, you know, the work of God. That would be my but therefore say the church supposed for if they're not sure about the money. Especially now could keep emphasizing how things they go in the country. And the church leaders, what's their role, T-boy? They're supposed to be counselors to the leaders there, not them for guide them, not them for help them. Say, okay, pa, we agree. The church need money, but dear, before you can give it 2 billion, I just give it 10 million leons. We will ask the other members them, or give it 10 million every year and donate this other 2 billion to Children's Hospital or Nigerian Hospital. Donate this money for improve, you know, Connaught Hospital. We're not going to wait for charities like the Health Show, Toshpa, and other organizations there, Well Woman Clinic, and all the other way they go donate to Connaught Hospital for improved healthcare service. That would be my rationale behind this. Over to you, T-boy.
You're definitely not honest, you.
All right. Go ahead. I'm not. I'm not claiming that I'm honest, but if really God make me honest.
Let me tell you, make I talk so. Because you know for sure, bang, say, no church, no they will turn that money, they don't say no give you half.
I'm not going to tell you, say, then they give, but just tell you,
donate to this charity. Now then go do the charity donations immediately, either after or after a couple of days or weeks or months.
And they tell you what is supposed to happen.
It's not even going to happen like that. We know that for sure. But yes, let me just clarify one thing. Again, Femi make mention of the donations of all people away within the diaspora where the churches and they ask for. Yes, I agree. But also, Femi, the one person where don't insist at so many different intervals that we should do something about that, because we know for sure there are perishable fathers and pastors and priests and where they homeless alone as we speak.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely that's a side issue, but if we don't look at the donations the way churches and they get, current state of the world is primarily financial gains. I will not say the money doesn't go back to the church in terms of charitable activities, but I will say a huge chunk, possibly 70 or 80% of that money goes to specific individuals in those churches, organizations, or whatever you might call it. I'll give an example. Can you imagine a church member is struggling? This is not my testimony, but a testimony of somebody that I know. A church
not my testimony. Let me hear you say amen. Amen. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, sure. What I tell say is a church member, they go to this church, and guess what? They go to this church every other Sunday. And the person then kick him out of him residence we've been there. Not because of he gets money now and pay, but you know me get the actual money we even look at. So he asked the church, can you rescue me by just holding my luggages or me after the way I get so make una keep on for me at the church? The church agreed. Oh, yeah, fine, no problem. Una can't keep it in now. So you expect say the church for be a safe haven for that particular person, and in property they also for be a safe haven for that particular person. But it's totally different. So I rather left meeting them outside, make all my can help himself, than I feel secured. Say okay, I can go to some God house where they will look after him for me because I am a devoted member of this church. So see, I therefore emphasize now the fact say the church then they make money, but they don't even help their own.
The church is supposed to be a house of refuge.
Thank you.
For somebody to struggle.
Think about even accommodation or even give shelter, but some of these people where they go to them churches so can't even afford a daily meal. They can't even afford a daily meal. But guess what? The pastor will be driving a vehicle that is worth $10,000, $20,000, $30,000.
Okay. And that's a whole different show, Tibo.
No, I know. But at the same time, we talk about the donation they make to the churches there also, where the primary discussion will get now on this specific church. Now, 2 billion leons, so now $200,000 plus 260 million watts of iron rod.
Right.
If then demolish that church there, then begin demolition tomorrow, then I know what's not the worth of the money. But if that church remains standing as it is, if the church remains standing as it is, and we not see the use of those 20 tons of iron rod, and we not see the use of that money being utilized within the church structure or the membership, then I will question why the money is being donated to them. Then I want, and two, well, then just say, this not to me say, just say. They say, back in the days, now Samoa Kamara, they look after that church anyway with somebody else with them call. So maybe the president of go one and make it he donates.
Yeah, I mean, one come to that point that obviously they say, going back,
well,
maybe they hold the church now, Dr. Samoa Kamara. So in donate for Insai 2 billion leons, then he pledged for Samoa 100 million. You see the gap for say. Then who that tell you for go make false promise to God on behalf of another person?
I know what's a false promise. I know
it is false promise.
No.
Somewhere they go to the church. Some are able to make your own donation if you want for make up.
But you can make on behalf of your colleague.
No, if you they do am on behalf of, you go say, also I get a message from Dr. Samura Kamara, we also a member of this church. He not able to come today, so he tell me for pledge for this amount. And not to himself go reader. You understand? Then go give somebody when a church official will go make that statement day. All right? So yes, Femi want for make a comment, and then I want to touch on a few things that we can go to the other topic.
Well, I'll make a few in them. I just want me not to the most knowledgeable man we can to Dentiaso, but I just want to correct the boy slightly. Churches them different, but as Juma said, this one to the right show for Dandy. You have different churches where they do things differently. Certain churches yes get a lot of cash. They're very popular nowadays. Then gets the rich and the famous, and they choose for going to them churches, and they splash their cash for one reason or another. Some then they look for favor or more favor. Some they look for just for bluff, say, yes, this is me, and I look after this wealthy church. But most of them, I will call them the original churches, them church where big pass we all. Because me, I know they go church where a big pass.
Which church done they?
It's let me talk. Any church where them find, any church where them find after me don't born, I know the goodie. If I go in, I follow somebody for go worship. But so then churches and they're very popular, which it's not a bad thing, because they're vibrant, they play certain kind of music, they worship in certain ways, they attract young people, blah blah blah. Then you get the old-fashioned churches, if you want call them dandy, where
this one also presidents go donate. So.
Yes, and then churches and they really and truly, but they don't have the money that we the claim you also say and get. They don't drive them big motor cars, so we the claim sit and they drive. They don't get them big OCSO for tap we think say. Most of these churches them look after community.
Particular.
No, I know they name one church. I'm talking about churches in general. Yeah, and not to just na salon. All over Africa, in Europe, it's the same thing. In America, it's the same thing. Certain churches in there where they make money, and you see them. The pastors, then they fly private jets. They live in 17 million bedroom mansions, etc. But you get other churches them, and as you say, because I don't highlight on NASO before. You get where then reverend them, then priest them don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get paid. They get something that will give them house for tap, and it not go be a mansion. It will be a decent house so they go tap. But then when some of them players retire, there's a problem because they don't get outside for go.
Right.
You understand? So these churches don't have that kind of money as well as being claim. But as I say, Leono can begin differentiate one church from the other, one mosque from the other, because now it begin talk about division of certain things. But
right.
One more correction for T-Boy. T-Boy, not to one loaf Jesus feed people with.
That 10 loaves of bread.
No.
Yeah.
Now number 7.
He feed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So me, I don't know whose church you been go or whose church school you been teach you. When I forgot, ask them father them for your money back.
Now college chapel that then teachers will say now 1 or 10 college chapel church. Now
but if you have a Christian, you correction for stand. But guess what? I'm not a Christian. But no excuse. These are biblical studies. I for don't sabi dandy. But guess what? I'm not a Christian, so I'm not going to put them. Now they back up.
I'm against you.
No, you can't. Sure.
All right. So let's go to this issue. So with the president. Was this necessary? Was it a political stunt or a genuine donation? And what you think, viewers, is the president in donation the 2 billion leones to the church at this time. So he waited well, how many months? A year to elections. A year plus few months to elections. He donated 2 billion to his church and 20-ton iron rod. So let's answer that question first, or let's try for comment on that question. Was that just a political stunt? No, serious note. Was it just a political stunt or a genuine donation?
To be honest, I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know, because I cannot quantify the intentions, because at the end of the day, it might be a genuine gesture. It might. But for say, I go pinpoint, say it's a political gesture, or it's genuine, or you just do them for maybe
the icing of men.
Yes, I am not sure, because my own question is, why now?
Right.
Why this amount?
Okay.
Then I'm on my own question. Why now, and why this amount, and why disclose it to the world to know? Why wouldn't you do it behind the scene? Because most times I don't see Catholic. Well, I don't know, but I don't know say Catholic church and they get that kind donation they also in public. Now mostly they kind of Pentecostal or Jehovah or Adejobi churches. They mostly can get that kind.
No, we own Pentecostal church. We na envelope we put the money.
Well, I make I see. I don't ever see that kind pleasure.
Limba Pentecostal na white envelope. We put the money. You know, we go, we donate. So nobody know the answer.
So what they talk about the denomination of churches? Maybe I might stand to be corrected, but I haven't seen it done in Catholic churches or Methodist church or the generic regular church. The way no old blasphemy.
Okay, all right. So another question. You don't know, T-Boy?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, and we want to see, more. Is this just a political stunt, or was it a genuine donation? But we still ask the question: Usai with president pull 2 billion loans, equivalent to what do you call it? Equivalent to $200,000 for donates to in church. Usai pull the money, so would like answers. Mr. President, government spokespersons, press secretary, and so on and so forth. Would like.
Well,
answers.
you don't get answer for that.
Yeah, but we still like.
Anyway, you highlight so.
Yeah, we still like forget answer, whether they do them or not. But the people deserve for no Usai with president full money. Yes, my MC, my wife of 35 years say one donates to Sierra Leone Media. How much you want for donate? Let's begin talk first. But if they give me commission or way they donate, for me no more way they facilitate the donation, I need 10% first. So there is another question. You see, Sierra Leone Media, I can tell now say we aid not to bank. So one can una go back, with a reverse una backwards. Okay, a little bit. Okay, will they take that back for something maybe don't happen, maybe they get for do with this government in a Christian setting. When I remember Femi, T-Boy, and Rivers, few years ago, the state chief of protocol to the president, the lady, I think Madam Fatima Koma, right? Went to a church in Nigeria and he gave testimony. Now remember?
Yes.
The testimony, how God has been good to her, the favors the way God don't do for her. Within XYZ of time, she was able to build a house. It come out from this level to that level there. It just can't be thankful. And now, this church will be done, they pray for her. What happened? What did happen after that testimony?
I believe she lost her job.
She lost her job at the time, right? Right. No, not been there away. He been there as state chief of protocol at the time to the president. Now be the president and bag, kind of. So she lost her job. But he explained, and this is not somebody where they don't work at the civil service for years. But she was sacked based on that testimony because people question, who say you pull money for build this kind of house within this period of time. So should we ask for our president to resign if they're not able to tell we the source of this money? Or should we ask for him to be impeached if he's able to show me the source of the money? Anti-corruption supposed for ask the president question for the source of this money because what you call the thing? It a papi show, wealth. It a papi show wealth, but using the religious angle, thinking, say the people of Sierra Leone are very religious. When you talk about church, then they're soft heart. But with president, they show off. It a brag with money that he can donate $200,000 to a church. For let you donate, Femi, for let you donate that kind of money, waiting go be you reserve for let you able for make in terms of percentage. I know how they call the million. Cannot say I know how they target you now. So in terms of percentage, how much money you go get for let you donate that kind of money? Realistically, let's be honest here.
Juma, I don't know. That money didn't money I not get time for give. If God bless me, if God bless me with that kind of money, well, if God bless me with $200,000, I'm not able to donate $200,000.
You're not able to donate $200,000. So almost you were able to forget, the mind for donate $200,000 to a church, to one institution.
It's hard to answer. It depends on many things. It depends on your situation at the time. It depends on your life. Almost here you all. Because if God give me that money then now, but if God give me that money do out something I don't old 75, 80, well I know say I only have a few years to live, I go give something, I'll give most of them away, or I'll go as long as my family are okay. Because really I believe say when we die, we know they cannot no money then they go. So after a certain age, I think say most people are supposed to begin think of the legacy that they left behind and how they go able for help people that really come after them.
As you are right now, Femi.
It's hard. It would have to be
at your age. If you get that kind of money, how much you go get?
So okay, so if I have, let's assume say 10%. So if I get $2 million in a bank, sometimes I will get 200,000.
Okay, all right. Okay, T-boy, you let me ask and for like comfortably donate that money.
Me, I need to donate. They build the church myself, or build the mosque myself. At least I love to see why I'm alive. The church or the mosque has been built.
All right. So
you not answer the question.
Yeah, answer the question. Say if not to waiting else you go do alternative. So almost you go get comfortably, conveniently for able for donate $200,000 to a church.
I'm not gonna donate cash to no.
No. You just the talk. Say.
No. What are you talking? I ain't got the mark. I will not donate that cash. I will build the mosque myself while I'm still alive.
Okay. So you go. So that means that you're not going to even get in mind for donate that kind of money.
I don't donate. I will build the mosque. I let the mosque cost me almost $100,000. I will build that mosque.
Okay.
And make sure the mosque stand, because when you donate the money, you don't know where the money is gonna go.
So T-boy, now there's stubborn student. Like you know this Bible. Say okay, this joke. When I don't say we can bring some kind joke. So this school boy, a mama they sell fish cake. But now everybody way any kind of way you do the math, they confused. So that the teacher call I say, okay, say T-boy, if you mama give you 5 fish cake, you eat 2, almost 11. I watch you say na 3. It's okay, yeah, good. This one a clap for her. Because that fish cake, able for relate. But like, if mama they make fish cake, he like fish cake. So that is okay. But now 3 days left. If you take other 2, you eat them, almost go left. It say 1. So he say, but now 1 day, he say if you cut half, you give Femi, then you cut you eat the other half, almost the left. And they will watch. Now he say, because the fish they put on a paper. Now he say that the paper now in the left. The teacher confused, say, okay, until the paper, then the teacher say, okay, let's pull the paper, come on. I say, okay, if we pull the paper, almost waiting go left. I go watch it confused. Now I say that the oil nine go left. So that the kind students then this way, you know wherever get that. Where else can say in this just as you just play, like my daughter can say we just pretending, you know. Just pretend it. They say no, they pretend. They will make that mistake.
Now pretend. Now president pretend. So you go mistake for about 20 million for 20 billion or 2 billion.
For 2 billion. You think that mistake?
Imagine any mistake. But now you will pass them.
I'll ask you this other question. If you have a choice to make, the hospital and the church, as a president of a country, if you get that excess money, who would you donate to? The church or the hospital?
Now, if you ask me that question, I'll go answer you direct.
For now, to Femi, you first. And also to the audience there, to viewers.
So, I honestly think, say, as the head of state, in responsibility now to the people of Sierra Leone. So really and truly, I not think say if for they make then gestures there. So I believe say if for contribute in money, if for put on a pot, so say if for call in order money man and car, low put on the pot, low build something, low we add value to something. You know, by going and standing in front of a bunch of people with cameras, with certain television, and they make dancing and they really and truly, it's not the word, a bluff. You know, but answering your question, church, mosque, hospital, Juma, it's hard. As I said before, it depends on the circumstances. You know, if that Wellington disaster been be, yeah, you're human. You go na the hospital, you see people in the suffer. You get money in your account, you get money in your pocket. You can pull your hand and say, here it is. But if you go church and you look at the congregation and you see people that will look like say they don't have enough to eat, you go pull money and give. You know, we all go church and we'll go church. With the give collection, someday depend on how you see the church or waiting the church ask for. Now that way, you put your hand deeper inside your pockets for pull. So I believe in about the circumstance.
2 billion for the church or the hospital.
Well, 2 billion it's not a realistic donation, Juma.
No, you but that's what the president made.
It's
so
not
realistic.
Well, me I don't know that it's not a realistic donation. Very few people then go pull that money there, one thing catch and go give. I'm not saying people don't. I'm not saying people don't. Don't get me wrong, Juma. Donation money them. Now the elderly then get them. Waiting in the color so the grey hair. We don't reach a certain age. Now them people in the left serious money that they will them. And nothing say the president don't reach that stage then in life for knock chest and pulling kind of money then they. As I say earlier on, it will be fine for no waiting in savings so you don't get over the last 20-30 years. You know, low no in lifestyle we've been lived and anything and they low no almost in the pay currently. Then we'll be able to assess if you can able afford for big that kind of donation day or not.
Okay. T-Boy, let me hear you answer. Then I get one follow-up question. No, we can't do the video. Let people learn self-here and they're not being opportune for see the video where the president make the donation.
There's a question about the delay self with because to be honest, a church is what you define as an institution or a place where somebody to go for worship. It can be anything.
Right.
So I will donate that money to build a hospital because hospital not
to build or improve a hospital.
Right? Build or improve because hospital not get religion, you not get tribe, you not get nothing.
And sick not a peak.
Sick not a peak. So basically, I will definitely invest that money in a hospital. Anyhow, anytime you wake me up for me bed, say 20 million. If I got that 22 billion, it's like right now, I can spend maybe more than half of 60% of that money there. We go make against legacy with family talk about. See what legacy do you leave?
So now you're able for answer. Say
yes.
Comfortably. If you only get 2 billion.
If I get 2 billion right now, if I get $200,000, I able for donate $150,000 from Eco Bill. A hospital in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
You got that $50,000. To be honest to you, what's in I like for do with money now that this life what they eat for God's sake?
Right.
What do I really have to do with money? If you don't get you basic, you don't get you convenient, what do you do with money? It's just to run your day-to-day life. We don't pass that age now to go begin bluff forget girl, bluff for pull this kind thing, bluff forget and they we don't pass that stage there. So when you are above, I don't say me at 50, but when you are above 50, you've reached your stage wherein your priorities are different. Anybody who don't there above that age, they still think about myself. Then you have to think again. Because if you don't get picking, you're going to get grand picking. If you don't get grand picking, you get picking at least where there's some certain age where you still get for maybe support at some point. So at that certain age, if you get that kind of money, then you should never be thinking about how am I going to make myself look blossom. No, it's how are you going to make the people who are around you, direct connections, become satisfied with the amount of money you get. Not to own yourself now, because almost close you go away. Almost say you go. Whose kind of life you want to live? You're not a teenager anymore. You're not in your 20s. You don't have to go back to school to see one for study. But if you do things someone out for fun, you pick up a hobby that might be an expensive hobby. But why do you want to waste all that money? Yeah. So I was sure.
So the hospital.
I have $200,000 right now. I don't even hesitate for donate
$150,000. Okay. So these are the things why we are asking these questions. Let people understand. So because as T-Boy states and Femi as well, we president after the Wellington fire incident, every Sierra Leonean was crying how forget simple things like gauze, gloves, bandages, little things, not also T-Boy, for take care of the people who were wounded and waiting. With presidents, even they appeal to international community. We see embassies. You understand, the United States Embassy, Chinese Embassy, the EU, they were all donating because with the crisis we get poor health facilities.
We do have it.
Yeah, I mean, then we say at the time, oh, well, it was just a situation we will not be aware of. You understand? It was spontaneous, now it makes some tendency, then they know it. But with presidents can afford $200,000 where Illidom, where you can just choose for dash, give away to church, dispose of to church or name it, whatever you want for do, okay? But then we have a health care facility where we'll say now we top notch, Connaught Hospital, not even get gloves, not even get bandages, not even get proper bed, the place they smell. We get children's hospital, blood no dey, water no dey. They've almost killed that doctor Pekin just because it talks say water no dey at the hospital. We come right and they go born, then get for carry your water, simple water. Where they go for go admit now hospital, you get for carry you bed sheet, and even they for check your blood pressure and all of those things, you have to pay for it. And we get a president, we're so loaded, we get so much money that he can do away with $200,000 or 2 billion leons to church. So my other question is this: with president, is he just insensitive to the realities of Sierra Leone, or is he ill-advised, or is he just, just scared, or is he misguide or misjudge himself in his actions? Because things have been happening too often for let we ask this question. The president went for medical or honeymoon or tourism, visit now Lebanon. They took $1 million from the country's money. The president decided to go on a tour to Turkey and vacation in the midst of COVID. The president, they massacred people, mass killings, na Pademba Road prison. And he said nothing. The next thing where we see, them be there on top bike in West, then be they ride, then they land for ride, what you call them, trek road, them bike, dirt road bikes out there. Another incident happened. We saw a video surfaced wherein our president was at Kent Beach in family, and they stroll around.
You might
So
drift.
what is it? Huh?
You drift too.
No, I'm not a drift. The point where they make is this. It's about how does he make the decisions? Because this is as well, they are not money, but not decisions where they make. So now we try to ask how he make decisions. Because now I ask the question, are you going to donate to a church or a hospital, and you're not the head of the government? You promise me quality healthcare delivery. You have $200,000 to dispose of, but you choose to give it to a church. We don't know where you got the money from, so that's the first question. But now you get the money, you decide for going to one church or a hospital. So that's my question. Is he just insensitive and not just scared, or in misdirected, or in priority then I not get straight? So that's my question, T-Boy.
Two things.
Yes.
Let nobody now fool himself say we have a president that is not being guided.
Okay.
Let nobody now fool himself say we have a president that doesn't know what he's doing. Let nobody now fool himself say we have a president that is not calculative with his actions, because all this is not true. He's been guided, he's calculative with his actions, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So we might think otherwise, but before he leaves his house every other day, there are people who will talk to him, regardless whether he listens or not. But I'm just saying, everything that is happening in Sierra Leone, currently, before, after, it is planned.
It's deliberate. It's been planned.
It's planned. It's been put together by somebody, by a team, by people, by anyhow you might call it. Because I know for sure, say there are protocols in governance, and I know for sure there are protocols in any form of administrative structure, regardless of anything. Then they sit down, then they brief, they plan, and execute. So it is not an accident, not a mistake, because before he left in house for say to go church, he had an intention.
Correct.
And that intention must have been discussed, either by the president and in team of consultants or somebody. Because if you have an accountant that deals with your finance, if you don't have that money in your account, they will say to you, Mr. President, that donation is not logical, because guess what? We don't have that money within our account system. So I am currently digging up something, maybe I'll come with an answer. But for sure, the question, it is not anything that you might be surprised of, because it is calculatively put together, planned, and executed as how it is meant to be. So it's not a mistake, it's not accident, it's deliberate. That is exactly what he wanted to do. He prioritizes his needs, just like anybody else. And that is one of his needs that he wants to prioritize. So the needs of Sierra Leoneans might not be a priority to him. So why should we be bothered about what? Yeah, we should be bothered, but why should we be thinking maybe he don't know what they do? Of course not. I will not think like that.
Okay. So if we go by T-Boy in answer or in opinion about the background, where we say possibly go support. So that left me with just two things. That our president is insensitive to the welfare and the needs of the people of Sierra Leone. And also, he just does not care about the welfare and needs of the people of Sierra Leone. Like T-Boy say, he prioritizes his own needs, waiting, he feel comfortable with waiting work for him and waiting. So the question is that the president we need to govern our country? Is that the kind of president we need? Somebody will not care. Because say, president forget Comra art. We leader them now people where they afraid God. We people and our people where we leader them for afraid hacker. We can forget people the way they lead will get sorry at. These are the questions or the things that the people are always praying for. But is that what we have right now? Mr. President, good luck to you. You donated. But we just wanted to know the source of the income that you donated. And because you are president, we will ask those questions. Okay.
Well, the official presidential salary in Sierra Leone should be $12,220 annually.
Okay. So, Usai, now you source of that information.
I'm just.
No, I mean, Usai, you dig them up. We just want from it. Yeah, no, but waiting at Usai, waiting at the Usai we get right now.
You can find it on Wikipedia, or you can just Google it, salary of the president of Sierra Leone, and you might see the figures.
Okay, so let's say over time things don't happen, possibly not only. Let's say the president in salary at $20,000 a year.
It's $12,220,000
annually. So not just say $20,000. Let's say $50,000. Let's say even $100,000. Okay, a year, with all the presidents in other needs and other things and outgoings, still not give enough money for able to donate $200,000 comfortably.
Well, true, but again, we can. Not forget the president get farm. He get farm we be so he's still getting money. He make money from his farm.
Who's farm done?
In Banga farm.
Now sir.
Na Kenema.
Who's part?
Yeah, you say get problem.
No one they see Banga. We come oyanda.
And he get farm. He get farm.
The rest farm where they don't plant 4 years where they go harvest now Vietnam.
Well, so questions say they pull the money, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to me, I think it was the wrong call, wrong priorities. That's all I would say.
Right.
The only thing where I will possibly not put any kind of issue based on the fact that if the money is going to be utilized, then
that is not the church in your business. That
didn't have me own call the camera to the church, because the church always gets for be accountable to what? To who? Who is the church accountable to?
To the congregation.
Okay, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah. So for me, that is not to me on issue. I don't get an issue with the church. The church.
No, you know, it's not going to be an issue now, because we they talk about religious leaders the way they perish because the church can't afford to.
If the church want them brook the money, they rap and then smoke out tobacco, they eat whatever they do. The only person who will get is our president. He's the president of Sierra Leoneans and he's accountable to Sierra Leoneans. The church, now their own business. If the president give them money, he want for us to do the money, now their own business. If the congregation decide for buckle the father them, the pastor them, or the priest them, that's not their business that one day. My own issue.
No, Juma, not say so. I will not say. No, let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why. I'll go challenge what you say. Because again, look, remember, say the church where we talk about, so get community. Yeah.
But now they say so, T-boy. Up until this point, me and you don't know.
No,
in the donation.
if the congregation of that particular church cannot ask questions about where their contributions or donations or church money they go, it means it falls as well as church people.
No, but I make a say that na their own wahala. If they can't complain to we, if the congregation and can't complain to we, they'll get something for say.
No, but they don't even
just 21 seconds.
You know what I said? They don't need for specifically can't complain to we because we can't wait for them to come and make an official complaint for say, oh, well, that money way the president been donated to we, then don't mismanage more. The money done. We don't always let the money done before they complain. We need for
me and you not get away for no because Femi 1 second. Because the reason make us say that now to the donation the president make. I want us to look at things. Is this 2 billion for the church or for the church leaders? We know say the 20-ton iron rod now for the church. It can possible be say now for develop the building infrastructure for the church or for let them share back to the leaders there. We don't know. Up until now, waiting at the reason for the donation. But Femi, come in. Let me hear you.
Okay, guys, most of these churches have an administrative body.
Yeah.
They get to seize them. So all the questions they ask, so we know see UQ can take place now Africa and Salon as well. But there is a body of people and we they ensure say rules and regulations get followed.
Supposed for.
Yes. Now we know say, in Africa things happen. But there is a body. Yeah, we will pay we collection every Sunday. Somebody will go count them. Then you go put on a book in a sand. Then they go put on a bank or then go do it within a need for do it. So sometimes the church want change the roof and something like that, then don't ask the powerful. Something like that to contribute. Sometimes the church want build hall. Something like that me the party give them small thing. Sometimes the church want build school. So there's different things and we're not gonna know the full story because the clip will see just give it that little snippet they say it donate this money and it donate on behalf of it donate on behalf of his brother.
So it donate and it pledge.
He pledge on behalf of his brother and friend Samura. So as I say, you can't blame the church because they accepted a gift. Yes, I believe say after all the negative press, if the church be want or not be want, somebody in the church go down say we need to find out a little bit more about how this money come out. So it's a small kata get for commodity because some man go and take the money, other man go say no, we not sure say this is right. Let not paint all my with the same brush. But most of these churches they work for the community. As I say, if you go to St. Luke's, I've never worshipped there. But if you go there, I bet you say you go see then they do community work around the area outside the church there.
All right. Well, not see yet. I don't know yet. But anyway, it's possible. So we not go doubt that. But me just know say the truth it will come on that. Now remember the president be there for go marry at that church. And that time they will know that they fetch Buddha inside the church. They even go padlock somebody or I'm going to go cut the padlock. Then talk what I want to say, the other person craze, all kinds of things. So, Femi, get the clip ready, let people see. So, finally, with the Samura and the president. So, one thing where me go tell us, say, sometimes this is a political stunt, okay? What happened a few weeks ago, where turn over the country, where directly related to Dr. Samura Kamara and few other people in our APC, not to anti-corruption business. Some events happen at the country in a Freetown where turnover Freetown. You don't know? Femi, let me give you a chance. And you guys participated in that as well on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Now the Thanksgiving Edwards been get 2 weeks ago.
Right. So St. Edward's Thanksgiving, So St. Edward's now it's in a Catholic school, right?
Yes.
And we see how the momentum around the country, okay? Then the president, few weeks later, went and donated to a Catholic church where he and Samura they be part of. So he donated and then pledged for Samura. So I just
nothing for do with him pledge you. I mean, like nothing for do with the coincidence where they happen right now.
Let me tell you about the political stunt, T-boy.
Well, Samura then stunts has no financial implications, but this is way beyond the stunts.
I said political, not financial. Political, yes.
Yeah, political stunts because this. Okay, well, I hear you, but I not see how. I don't see the rationale for making the comparison.
You will get to understand a few things. Go ahead, Femi.
I possibly think that our current government, I'm not going to name one person in particular, our current government is insensitive to cultural values. You know, that Thanksgiving Day, I think I see them say noise pollution.
Right.
Now I make them ban all Thanksgiving. You know, these are cultural things that we all grew up with. You know, no matter from primary school, we go Thanksgiving, say secondary school. You know, the last tendency for ban the coming out of masquerade. You know, these are all cultural things that we don't go up with, and most of them, no, well, I don't want to say most of them. I think say all of them, they're not stem for do bad. You know, that Thanksgiving Day, almost school we get with the parade. What's wrong with that? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And but as I say, I just think they come in and they want to make certain changes, and which is good. But now the wrong thing in it's right for change. You know, if you want stop Dandy, then you stop all political rallies.
True.
Because political rallies are more of a nuisance than the Thanksgiving we did. Grammar school match this Sunday. I saw pictures of grammar school. If you see where they in a line, if you see the bobo inside the white, because it's white shirt and black jacket with them both hats, they were so neat. And you know, I'm not gonna say you know, the other school we do on the other day where that neat, or you know, but you know, grammar school,
that was their style.
Grammar school then style different. But the point I try for make is, you know, if they want to really and truly look at troublesome things in the country or in the city, then for start with the political rallies. If they ban political rallies, they will say the good they can ban all that today.
Right. You're right. And there's no worse noise pollution as alone than the president in motorcade. When you wake people there, keep people and not traffic for 5 hours. You know, it's true. Wow. Outside they going in, because now they even go and bank people them. You know, people they die, but no, they know it happen. But let's go back to the topic. So the reason why I make a mention that T-boy, you might think it's a joke, but the Catholic community, them powerful in their own way, where it camp and politics in Sierra Leone. So these are two front runners in the country. They understand at the last elections they belong to the same church. Okay, so then they outdo each other. So we know, of course, you know, Samura went to attended the St. Edward's. The president not attend St. Edward's. He went to the Bo School, but he is, you know, obviously one for equalize, saying himself na Catholic, so I can do more. So you see the donation, he donated 2 billion, then he pledged 100 million for the opponent in 2018. Okay, so Femi, play the clip for we let people see. They will jump to the other topic. Thank you guys for all the comments and, you know, discussion. It's been interesting.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Your Grace, the Bishop, the clergy, well-wishers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is my church. My God in place with a fair way for going to heaven. So, of course, Rome was not built in a day, so we are. We also need 20 tons of iron rod. And we give this week 2 billion we are available.
Well, Famulem, now the clip that we don't see, there's a snippet. Obviously, we not see everything else will happen before and after the president in your statement. T-Boy, you watch the clip.
You call me.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to hear your comment first before me make me on, because I want preempt or say anything. So,
well, the president make it very clear why he didn't make the donation. We all live Fenway for Go Heaven. And Rome wasn't built in a day. But my question will be, your Rome started 3 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay, 3 years ago, yeah.
Your Rome started 3 years ago. Give you the first year. You were still going to this church. You saw the situation, the location, the state of the church. You are one gone. You are two gone.
Yeah. So you are 4.
Your reign. Now you've seen the importance of your church. Seriously? And this is not the same church where you don't go to possibly all these years.
So that answer the question. Say that means that the president not be done donate before now.
Well, not a question. It is definite. That has been confirmed.
So before he be president, he wasn't donating.
That has been confirmed.
Then sometimes waiting T-Boy, as you say, the church been they donate to him. Maybe it was a better.
I'll say so. No, you talk now one day.
Okay, carry on, T-Boy.
So to me, I will not further ask any question. I now know his intentions. I now know the motive behind the donation, and I now know why he make that donation. Because family segment of say, then church, be it Ebenezer or Tabernacle, if you are pronounced dead and you haven't paid your tithes right up to date, they will not church you.
Yeah.
So basically, you have families.
So you think say the 2 billion is to make up from 19 Jubilee to date?
You die now. You don't need for pay no tithes anymore.
Okay.
So you go heaven. But if you don't somebody can go heaven, Mr. President, you're there.
Right.
But your money cannot take you to your money can take you to places, but your money cannot restore your status in places.
Right. That's deep from T-Boy. T-Boy, something else I pick up. The president say we. Who is the we? We they donate.
But the president no they do nothing without in wealth. So basically now
the family.
Yeah, now it's a collective donation. And if you I don't know whether that but I think so that the first lady now usher them to the
now that I been one for ask as well who that now that person we been dated before the president.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
He seems to be stuck. at the moment.
No, I'm just thinking, because you know, the first time I watched the video, sometimes I refuse to watch this thing, so I'm able to share with reviewers them as well. So Rome was not built in a day. We all want to go heaven. And he donated $200,000 as T-Boy asked. So you've not been done to see the status of the church all the years here. You only noticed it now. Okay. Before now, what has been the highest donation all presidents don't make to any mosque, apart from 10 cooler, 50 cooler, 100 bag rest matter?
To any mosque?
Yes.
Why will you ask that?
The reason I'm asking, because before we president become a president, he was a frequent worshipper at mosque. I shall say all the mosques in Salone, he worshiped it. Now, if they pray Juma prayer every Friday.
You know me say where they go worship na them mosque, then they if I make donation to them compare into.
I'm not saying he. I just want to ask or see if his generosity only started now. Now that make ask the question.
You ask that question. Because me ask you to ask that question. In generosity not only started now to the Christian church. He is a Christian, so if he decide for start now today, now the church, you never know what's in. First lady go do tomorrow. Nah.
So possibly they can donate 5 billion to one of the mosques there.
You know what's in first lady go do tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah, because they can out compete each other.
Well, let's wait and see. Definitely, will something else will happen, because I don't feel say first lady go want that for happen. Where in order to make that kind of donation in any mosque at Salone. So you never know. Sometimes first lady go gap to me and say, well, guess what? Me I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
They say, and me a born Muslim to king.
Yes. So we said they donate 10 billion to the mosque.
Maringo mosques.
10 billion.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right, that's good. So again, T-Boy, you say you limit say we means say the family, the first family. But Marie MC asked a question. We want to know if now for we all it don't pay for go heaven.
Yeah, for all the family, for the family.
We all?
You say you want for them, not for them all.
No.
If not for them,
if not for we all. Yeah. Meaning we the citizens.
All the people they go to the church, yes, St. Luke's Church.
No, we the citizens. She's specific. We the citizens there.
Not all the citizens are Christian and that church they go.
No, now they ask in question. In question, say we want for no the we if they refer to we the citizens. If not for we all, they don't pay for go heaven.
Me for me. I don't know for you on Christmas, but
not for you. All right. My MC, when we get answer, we will carry it out for you. But if you will get the answer before we, please let me know. I make we say we won't forget a statement from the president in office, a press secretary, the minister of information, and all the people then concerned. All right, let we go to we.
Man.
All right. Yeah, well, we're still gonna make the appeal. Whether they honor it or not, that's their problem. So let me go to the fuel crisis and the subsequent protests. T-Boy. We don't talk this 3 weeks in a row now, or 4 weeks in a row, and we don't the pinchy then talk here so years back, but it seemed like they fall on deaf ears. So we see the crisis don't increase in the country, and people don't go to the extent where they stop for run and transportation, and it causes serious problem. Fuel crisis in the country.
Okay, the fuel crisis don't become serious. It been serious before, but it don't become extremely serious. Now, a lot of stuff don't happen over the past couple of days now. Freeton, we bigger question. I get a lot of questions them over some of those activities. One, now the strike. Two, now the fact say you don't have the rights to your vehicle even if it's yours. Three, now I see some unusual activities the way I know are short standing either stunts, but it cannot be real. And the unusual activities they want to see, one of which are the fact that they sell now petrol by syringe. That can be true. Now one reality.
Boy, what you just say not so true. You know, I want for we left for the trivialize some of them things or left for the dinner. You know why? See, but you audio they go in and out again. Your audio is going in and out. Can you? Yeah, your audio they go in and out.
All right, Juma, this doesn't really trivialize. This is fact. There is no way you just sell petrol by saying now. Sorry. No,
they will go so because T-boy, let me tell you this. People don't buy petrol by Sassman rubber. You sabi Sassman rubber. You know
Sassman rubber is reasonable.
So Sassman rubber to syringe, that big syringe, you know the 2 5, see that 2 syringe that the guy pump so if you pump 5 syringe, they pull up the Sassman rubber.
Juma.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
See, but not so here we see crowd and the ball crowd and they give it then the ball and they sell one ball crowd 1,000 leons. Come on, stop. These things are serious. These issues are serious.
You can ball crowd and sell. You know, say crowd get the best part of every one pot.
No, but salon, them not be the sell crowd. Crowd is a giveaway.
Oh, Juma, I'm saying you don't sell crowd.
But boy, yourself, not make like say you not don't see. You don't see where them put an ass of ball crowd, one small ball, 1,000 leons. So they don't give it away to you anymore. They don't throw it for the dogs anymore. You understand? Me na post we like crowd. Now the best part of why they eat I like that crowd part. But then they sell an ass alone. We go cook 340. Yes.
Okay, let's make a reverse psychology. I like fall food na fruit, but for my calendar, I refuse to eat fall food.
So food, right?
Because
you know why?
Why? A very
because you're able to buy the one old fall.
Nothing for do that. But I just feel no more. No, fall foods na London not supposed to be sold. Sorry.
Why?
Why you not ask for fall food for?
Why you not feel safe for me?
Only a couple of years ago they begin sell for foods.
But desperation don't kick in, so it's the same with the children salon. Know?
If you say women, okay, how many syringe they move an engine? For example, Okada.
It don't matter. They want for wait. The person want for lay, then they take them from point A to point B.
Syringe.
Yes. Not necessarily saying a one syringe, but the person where they sell, now your measurement that. So it depends how many syringe you able to buy for let it take you from point A to point B. But in where they sell in here. In where they sell in here.
Now I short now, syringe short, then they sell.
Thank you very much. So
that's now one thing where I kind of find a bit strange. And then the second one, Omolanke, not to Omolanke, say Wilbaro.
Yeah.
From Musai?
From 55 Junction to Waterloo Benguima Junction.
That can be true.
Okay, so you see, you the doubt again, desperation. You T-boy, again, with all due respect, I will say, you not been there during AFRC term na freeton.
That's different.
No, it's not. Waiting with the see. The last time where I see this kind of thing where they happen at freeton, now then term then they.
It's different. Okay? Let me tell you why I say that's different.
Why?
During AFRC or during the war, the means of transportation not even really exist, because at some point you are safer within those means of transportation than you actually did in Motoka.
Another talk when physical fight in there. There was a period when there was a 9-month sit-down strike. People were refusing to go to work. Fear no day. Another talk when they physically shoot people.
Okay.
Where fear no day. Because fear not there. Maybe the waka. Let me tell you this, and you will not believe it. I mean, the waka from Circular Road to Juba, and waka from Juba back to Circular Road.
But Circular Road to Juba not realistic. It is realistic.
See, boy, you think that small trek down in a salon under normal circumstances? Also pleasure be the go for this. I tell you say every day because I've been get for go.
Yes, Juba Circular Road to Juba not so difficult walk down there.
Boy, T-boy, you're making things different. When you're doing things out of choice and when you're forced to do them because alternative not it is different.
Yes, but when you're forced to do it, you're mentally prepared for that. You don't see...
It is not realistic under normal circumstances for waka every day.
Under normal circumstances, as Sabi people will be the waka from Mountain Court to Amadia.
Not a choice, T-boy. Or if they make a choice, you understand me? Now out of say the waka with them party there.
Okay.
Or they're not able for afford transportation. Okay. Nobody in a right mind, what I try to tell you, nobody in a right mind, mean say because it is doable means it's okay. You not go grab every day you the waka from Sakila Road for go.
Okay. But the distance where you be the waka back then compared to the distance of the waka, the one day when are on realistic journey, then I will quantify it to say no, it is totally not justifiable. It is
so you think say in normal that means say for stop transportation at the country, let people in the waka.
Well, that is practically what make us say there are other reasons why I want to make certain comments them to the means of transportation. Because again, if I have my car and I choose not to drive it,
it's a choice.
You see, I want to come down to your message, to your statements. If I have a car, for example, I get taxi, and then I choose not for run me taxi because I'm not get fuel, why should that be a crime? Why should I be held responsible? Because
with a camianda.
Okay, now that's the angle when we say I guess few things.
Right. No, but when you say it's doable, means it's normal. You cannot normalize what is not normal.
I'm normalizing it, but I don't think the justification for me, that is not a distance for complaint. When there is no fuel in the country. Yes, I understand there are issues. People are not used to working. But for worker from Sekila Road to Juba, not to a distance where if that's the only means of journey where I can take for the day, I go put some kind blame on something. That not an unrealistic journey, Dandy. When I talk about unrealistic journey, there was somebody to come off from Mountain Court to Wellington. Now you're talking about something we're not realistic. Then I will say, yes, this is not human. It is very, very, very not good for people for me to travel that distance day. Just because.
Timbo, you don't even know you possibly. Hello, yeah, you said me first. Lana responded. Go ahead, Femi.
Juma, T-boy. Juma, you talk about AFRC team.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I know waka with them, but I bet you right now people in the waka and not to just this petrol crisis. Yeah. Anytime I go eastern, yeah. If I come out eastern and next we walk down come out, we the drive come back inside town. People then the waka. Yeah. Then the waka from town they go back to their houses. Them God knows almost miles and they do on a regular basis.
Why?
And then they know to by choice. Now because they some man then salary then can't afford for pool and that small money they make for salary for so the pay 2-3 way. For the pay because for transport na salon not so like it's ready. Where you they take put that one at one junction, they go left in another junction. They take taxi where they can go under. We take they take a candle. You get for take other one candle, you get for take other one candle. So imagine they do that in 30 for day. Okay, 30 for year. But not even say 30 because sometimes they work Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, let's say 20 for months or year. Let's say 20 for months. You take transport 3-way twice a day, almost money than day. You know, you salary. Some of them people also then salary no meet up for that day, so they have to work.
So exactly.
Not by choice. So they go work out to Juba from Usa. You say circular go to Juba. They will do that not by choice, but because they have to. And right now, fuel crisis day, so then go do them. You know, man will do what he has to do to survive.
Exactly. So it come back to the same thing. T-boy they deny say it is not true for leather woman sit on a wheelbarrow, okay, with a cookery pan, the big cookery pan, there with a young baby for let them go left. It's a joke. It is not joke. Now it don't mean stand at the time. Under normal circumstances, it go sit inside keke, okay, or get taxi or go care and go for go sell. But this time, you know, so it's not practical for them for tote cookery pan, big one, and picking and back for kego. So he decide forget the omolanke.
That's Omolanke.
That's my point. And sorry.
Me issue I get with Andy. Now the fact say the distance far and that distance that you get from.
You can Nameka give you Sakila Road to Juba. You can 55 junction to Benguima junction is a shorter distance. So if you argue,
how many minutes is that? Or how many minutes?
I don't know, but it's less than 2 miles. It is less than 2 miles from 55 junction to Benguima junction.
I'm not going to say that they far. That's not far.
But you say it's a joke. You say not so true. Say that na stunt, not just fun. No, and my point is not
55 junction in Juba. I mean, how you call it?
Benguima Watalo junction.
Not like a far distance.
Now that is say look, I'm on a 55 junction. This to the go down Watalo na Benguima junction. That was the video said. So not to me make come up on waiting the video say. Now make I tell you say I was forced to because under normal circumstances me not be the worker. Not to like say not doable, but not to worker be the worker for go work. So wait I equate them to now waiting me experience during a crisis period when are the same thing we dey face right now. And for myself highlight them, it was already tough under normal circumstances because people in salary not able to afford 3-way, 4-way transportation for get that else. Either they work halfway or then take transport go work and work go home, or they work halfway and go, or they work throughout the
But not like a norm situation. We're not getting nothing for this field.
Correct. Yeah. So imagine now the people away not used for worker then now are forced to do that, not to by choice again because of the fuel crisis. Femi, I see you now.
I want to say, you say not 2 mile that work a day,
Yeah.
Usai media, so I walk almost that every day. And you go see now by choice because I walk to the train station, I catch the train into the center of London, I cannon at the train station, I gonna walk. And then I do the same on my way back. So I do about 3 miles a day just commuting while the worker. So 1.5 mile for go walk and 1.5 mile for come back. So and then I go guessing by choice because I can take bus. But I me only exercise and where I decide say I go do that 3 miles a day. This so I go try for keep a little bit fit because this armchair work the whole day pan. They go no way. But it's choosing for do that day and having to do are two different things. As somebody saying at the chat, then school picking them with the worker miles from village for going to school and back to the village. They do it. I mean, you go Gamma school. I mean, you work from Gamma school to Lumley every day. Well, yes, because most company came go school in the morning, but when school come out, now work with all the worker, they can't keep comping till reach work na Lumley.
Right. I agree with you on that as well. That's the choice you choose to make. But when fuel crisis cause people for begin worker or sit down at their house, it's different.
Yes. I work from Kangama to Koidu town, back and forth.
Right. That's a choice as well, right?
Oh,
That is a choice. I'm not saying it is not doable. There is a difference here. We're not a challenge say it is not doable. Or
I work every day. I work every day. This is not like of recent. I work every day from Upgon to Sekila Road, back and forth. Every single.
I agree with that as well, but not because of fuel crisis, right?
Well, everything box up and mix up.
Because of
so
traffic.
Now people they work because of fuel crisis. We see a crisis in the country. Fuel not the under normal circumstances. The people that will not plant worker will not choose for worker are forced to.
Juma, I will challenge you. Under normal circumstances, without fuel crisis, there are more people walking the streets of Freetown than when we get fuel crisis. And
again, it come back to the same thing where Femi say, either then salary not able, fuel day, but they cannot afford it. They cannot afford transportation. Or then just choose for worker for exercise, like how Femi say. I used to work 2.5 miles back to my house every day. I take public transport, which is about 5-10 minutes to work. We cannot want sweat in the morning. When I go home, I go 2.5 miles. But that was a choice I made. I can drive to work. I will take taxi. I will take bus for go. It's a choice. So this one now, people are forced to. Either you not get the money, people will get motor car for pack their motor car them now for go work. School picking them. There are impacts on this. Yes, for me.
Yeah, and you talk about the people them we not go do them on a normal. Imagine now we get elderly people them we need for go hospital, they need for go do this, they need for go do that, and then petrol no day out then the worker. You understand? Because they can't walk. Well, they can, but advisable. We don't reach a certain age for the go take strenuous exercise. But at the Erise petrol actually day. Now that question they will ask you. At the Erise petrol day, when I sell, they know the reseller.
I see we get a spontaneous caller. Now we hear this caller in contribution quick, then we'll go answer your question. Say petrol, then agree, then agree for seller. Caller, tell me your name and which side you call from and your contribution.
It's been Eric, the call from Switzerland.
Okay.
And when they talk about choice now for this
fuel crisis.
When you say choice, now when you get like two things, you forgo one for one.
Yes.
And now with the fuel crisis, people they not get choice. They are obligated to work.
Mm-hmm.
Let them work out, go at their destination. So, and some of them distance I want to talk about when you say the worker from Circular Road to
Juba.
Mm-hmm. Not to reasonable distance that one day, because if you get the money for pay transport,
mm-hmm.
you go pay.
Yeah.
Because even from let me say Aberdeen Junction
mm-hmm.
to Lumley, like this a far distance.
Correct.
And if you see one walk that with it, a far distance, and maybe they don't live around Belia Park.
Mm-hmm.
We during the war we may get 2 o'clock coffee order,
mm-hmm.
and food not being there around, so we be get for left Belia Park for go Lumley for go in search of fish, waka from Belia Park. We left something around then 10 o'clock. Waka go Lumley, we never get fish. Then we waka from Lumley for come back Belia Park. Coffee order K3
mm-hmm.
just hold on with SLBS
mm-hmm.
station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And come just them in the all around. We get for Fenny at the good because we didn't have the Fenny at the good, we able for which is Belia Park.
Right.
So not to if you get the choice, see, la waka or la pay transport, you go, if you get the money, you go pay the transport, then you waka. I'll accept them saying that from St. John to Christchurch, you pay that distance, you know. But money no day.
Right.
Money no day and fuel no day. You see, so now that make people and then the work at then distance and the,
so
you know. Yeah,
my
so
brother, where you mentioned you work, you know, go from Belia Park for go Lumley for go fen fish. Myself experienced that same thing there. Come out circular, I would imagine. I don't go Juba. Then luckily, you know, we go down Levuma Beach. You know Levuma Beach now after services.
I know Levuma Beach.
My brother, we go buy fish now. Bunga then call the fish, eh? We manage good. Forget the fish first now trouble. We go to get for big. So we buy 5, I able to buy 5 fish. I'm glad I cow that fish in our house. My small sister, then they put say, okay, let them put the fish up, play with it dry. But let me small sister they watch the fish. Now I left the fish, they push them, can they eat the fish. So imagine this kind of that me. You don't work at that distance there. You count the fish will not able to eat a fish, not push. So these are the realities where crisis in a country. So now make sometimes and they okay, they talk now, so you know people get for understand, say not to hate, we hate the country. We no one let the impact of certain things, it go beyond just, you know, the surface.
Yeah.
You know, it go beyond the surface. If somebody's sick, we need for rush them to hospital, not to carry them feel no day, or transport them not they run. What happens to that person?
They say,
you know,
the person will die.
Right.
You know, just for add to that, you know, like that thing they will tell you, say we go take that distance from Belia Park to Lumley. Yeah. At the end of the day, we not get the fish and we put our life at stake. That same day, I was accused twice
of being a rebel.
Of being a rebel. Inside Wilberforce Barrack and Brookfield Hotel Junction by Camacho and Brookfield Hotel Nabi military man, you know. You see, so I could have lose my life in that process just for fish.
Right. And all because transport not if transport been there, if you're able to take your transport, you go, you know, even need to go that far. Right.
You know they all around.
Right.
You know they all around. So
if you replay that to present day, just then 2 days, then they imagine what other people have lost or other people and on they at risk for certain things they will not able to know. We go just say, oh, na petrol no more, I know they. But it's a serious issue, so they have to fix it.
It's serious. Right. It's serious because even in Europe, the fuel expensive, but nobody knows the two line for fuel. Right. The all side.
Yeah,
we get a reserve. You know.
Okay.
So now some of the problem and I'm okay. Thank you for the program. Yeah. They do well.
Thank you, Eric from Switzerland, for calling and for your contribution. Sibo, you get a question for Eric or any comments?
I think Eric na first caller. I really appreciate the fact say you make the call because what we talk about is very important, and I think say your contribution for fish, not saying bango kill you when I will bango kill you, but anyway.
Right.
That just don't show the amount of
desperation
you get from it.
Yeah.
And that could have been the worst choice we make in your life. But you not think I'm saying what you did do not the wrong thing because you thought it was a good decision you made. But guess what? That could have been something else. But if you involve, now you measure and you say you take up and you make a choice.
Yeah.
But you might have used a vehicle.
Vehicle not be there, transport not there, petrol not there.
In a different situation. Because you don't see incident and back again where transport not there, where the people away end up for take transport, go get crashed and then possibly killed already inside the motor car. So the solution to your situation is different, but it makes so much sense what this guy for compare the fact say fuel crisis they cause X amount of chaos in the country all day. So I kind of commend you for take the brave choice and make that call, and you explain to me this scenario where now very good scenario we can actually delve into now in real different ways. So thank you very much, Mr. Eric.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the program. Bye.
Bye. Well, that's now we caller. Insebe Dongiwi in your contribution and take on this whole conversation. So, T-Boy, the fuel crisis don't solve now or not solve it?
No, I think the fuel crisis to me don't become disastrous. Let me tell you why. One, now people are buying motorcar. Yeah, so the idea of the strike and the riots. So I bought my car. I am a driver. I use my car for taxi. And then fuel day, but the no one sell or fuel no day. Take them so that way. And then all of a sudden, I decide for park my car. Although it was orchestrated or planned or put together by the drivers union or whatever union it might be, what's wrong with that? Why should that be a crime to me if I choose not to drive my car and I'm in motorcar, let me buy the fuel? Why don't it for be a crime where I commit against drivers union? Because again, when you listen to the Minister of Information in statements, where I listen to, they asked the drivers union executive whether they are aware of the strike. They said no.
So do they have to be aware of a strike? Now every person where they drive, they part of drivers union.
That's one. Two. It sounds to me like a threat with a question. So now aware of this striking, and definitely don't put me under pressure. If I say yes, I don't know what the implications will be if I say yes, if I'm aware of it. But guess what? There is no way they will orchestrate a plan like that and the drivers union executive or the president or whoever is running the drivers union not get no knowledge. It's not possible.
But do you know why they're doing that, T-Boy? It's to scapegoat.
Of course.
What they do now, reverse psychology for scapegoat certain people and say that they sabotage.
Well, they are saying that it is a crime.
Yes. So then they sabotage because the government no one take responsibility.
They not get right for protest because the drivers union is not aware. But the driver union not get right for put a mandate say you should drive your car by force.
Not so then they buy petrol for them.
Thank you.
Right.
That's one for me. You can't.
You're right.
Just because of a union say I for drive my car. Now you buy me petrol. No.
Right.
Maintenance my car. No. Why you for force me for drive?
Whose added value way then they give to the drivers union they give to the drivers there?
Well, the drivers union for protect the interest of the drivers, but that is not happening. Again, I saw another video where some young guys and they talk, and actually what they were saying is facts. Forget politics, but it is just facts. And some of them facts and they highlight the challenges they get as drivers. They get for pay toll price to how many checkpoints, and when police arrest them, the arresting police officer is not going to be the prosecuting police officer in a court.
Yeah.
So how can you argue or challenge that? And then the prosecuting officer or the judge or whoever they decide the case will tell you, say, are you guilty or not guilty? You have no statement other than saying, I'm not guilty. They load the fine on you.
Yeah.
I am guilty. They will still put a fine on you. So it's just chaotic.
Right. So again, it comes back to the same thing. But then the dumb thing is, how many of those drivers, when are they actually own their vehicle? If your master don't tell you, say, no run, not drive, how you will grab, say, no, they go drive because drivers unions here for go. So you see, the government, no one for take responsibility. You know the first thing they did? They went and start selling people's fuel. Then go to the gas station, then go up in the fuel station, and then by force, they begin sell people and fuel. The fuel done now. When I don't sell, I don't do. They blame them now, say the people and get fuel, they know they sell.
Okay. The other thing again now, the statement of the First Lady.
With a carry on that quick. I see one comment here, T-Boy, from Fatou Barry. It said the dark ages reloaded in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Today, wheelbarrows are used to transport human beings in addition to materials and things. Shameful reality. Will the government accept that it has failed its citizens? Will the government seek pragmatic solution to bail the country out of this unacceptable disgrace to good governance and leadership? Or will they continue to blame the opposition and former government? Will they move or we don't wreck? You know, who's kind of question in this, T-boy? What does this remind you of? Question time, now UK.
Well, yes.
Yeah, it make a statement, ask you questions then. It reminds you of the House of Commons, you know, one member of parliament will make a statement, he ask questions. So you see how we lay them, eh? They make a statement, they ask questions. So government, over to you.
100% right. Because going back to the dark ages of Sierra Leone, I often say Omolanke was a reality 5-10 years ago. It wasn't. Yeah, because when Keke come around, we get cargo Keke there right now, we for just take goods.
Yeah.
Then they specifically transport goods from one point to the next. I don't remember the last time I see Omolanke in Africa, to be honest.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while, to be very honest. Yeah. We I not see two-wheel Omolanke. So
2 wheel and 1 man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't say
2 man.
You don't say I see that. So the question around is taking responsibility. You see, one thing everybody for realize, when you take responsibility of something that is going wrong, doesn't mean you have failed.
Thank you very much, Tito.
Failure. And you should not be afraid of failing. Because when you are afraid of failing, it means everything that you're going to do in your life is going to be state managed.
Yeah.
That is not real. There are times when you should fail because you need to learn and you need to get up and go. Failure is not a disease. Failure is a means of you knowing what you have done wrong so you will not make the same mistake again.
But
scared to fail.
T-boy, how you expect somebody whether achieve from A to Z, even past Z self of the manifesto promises them for accept say don't fail?
Well, again, it is down to the way how we mindset our program. Because to be honest to you, this crisis, fear crisis, could have been easily managed.
Or eradicated or prevented even.
Exactly. Because we all know say there is a crisis of fear all over the world. But guess what? Other countries are managing it. They are managing it well. I mean, a couple of years ago or two, there was a serious crisis for truck drivers in the UK when we opt out of the European Union. They even go to the extent for say, there will come a time when we know we're going to even get vegetables in the stores.
Right.
How did they manage that situation? Simple. They bring in thinkers, pardon me, they encourage people away, go able for strategize and create immediate means of employment. Immediate means of employment.
So they get a quick fix whilst and they look at the long term.
Thank you. They have to, they therefore bring people out of retirement.
Yeah.
And give them some incentives. Because they are now thinking, we don't want the nation to go into chaos because it's going to be even more dangerous for us than we bring these people back out of retirement and give them some more incentives or manage the situation until we fix it. It's not to fix it, but they have managed to adjust themselves.
Right.
Now that's not like these days. Nothing is perfect anywhere in the world. How do you manage things?
But here we have a government that blame everybody else except themselves. So I'll go to this last question where Fatubari asked me for lead to the statement we will try for allude to earlier. He said, will the government seek pragmatic solution to bail the country out of this unacceptable disgrace to good governance and leadership, or will they continue to blame the opposition and former government?
Well, as far as I can see, it is a continuous process of blaming the former government, even though we are almost 4 years back. So I don't see the reality of me putting a blame on the APC government. We don't come on power 4 years ago for something really happened now.
Right.
Because it means either I haven't done my work, or I was not able to do my work, or
you don't know what to do.
I have no intention to do my work, or I don't even know what to do when it comes to my work.
Right.
But if you have a plan and you are coming into a mismanaged system, for example, if we can meet an economy where so damaged and so broken, the first thing first is to find the structure of how you get for maintain sanity first with the economy. I am not an economist, but guess what? Then they make this thing look like for say anybody
magic
now, because that's what it looks like. So basically, you try for look at the situation of how this economy is so damaged, and you look at areas then where you get for cut here and put here and make sure say things become level. The UK economy a couple of years ago almost for long collapse. I mean for almost collapse. But guess what you can do? Then bring people away, come for salvage the situation, because we be even they go down the drain. Because people were not just not having jobs, but salary was not enough to maintain a household. The incomes were low and the expenditures were high. So guess what? They begin slash things then down. They slash things then down for make them even for the layman where they get a basic minimum wage for able to afford for pay either in rent or he afford for get in day-to-day activities going, as in feeding his household. We only have a population of maybe sort of not even up to 7 million. And with a struggle, and we have the so-called expertise that we come on this side of the world for go and administrate issues the way they happen at Salon, and we still feel it's in a rocket science. This is just fuel crisis. And when you're not able to manage fuel crisis, everything is going to be rocketed up. Right? When this Russia and Ukraine war starts, what have been the anticipation of price control all over the world? Rocketing high. They go for high because when fuel is scarce, everything increases. Then enough of this going to be problem. They find a solution. The solution, not to for either stop the war straight away, but they find a way how to mitigate things so that they be able to deal with the situation. Yes, we have a week or two, I would say maximum couple of days of fuel shortages. Yeah.
Which was like a panic period, not know about supply stream, fear factor and other things. Then.
So what's now the same thing will happen during COVID. When they say toilet roll for some reason will be the best thing to have in your house.
Yeah, toilet roll and what you call them, hand tissue and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hand sanitizer. So everything run out now. All the stores then you're gonna have some store there where get piles of people. They can't buy toilet roll by pile.
So what in the store then do? Then it later limit and say one per household or two per person.
Come in the store and buy not more than 2 packs of toilet roll.
Yeah, right. And they even begin make smaller, sizes. They reduce the sizes, and so at least then we're able to give to people left. So this.
I say this not going to be something where you get for can be create chaos for. They relax.
Right.
So if fuel don't become a crisis in Freetown, when that's with the season in our salon, we don't know what happens in the provincial towns anyway. Then governments for take ownership and see well, fine, okay, this is where we have a problem. Now we can for make fuel affordable for the next 2 months, for the next 3 months, for the next 4 months. So let's look we bring down enough fuel and we cut them down for maybe 2 months' time. And then we slowly begin for increase and back again when the situation not becomes stable. People do that all over the world. Countries do that all over the world. But we they put this thing now on, APC, the government will be there before, they own this, they sabotage. Every single thing you do in a salon right now, we're not there in support of government is sabotage. Really? People should not have an opinion? People should not have their own way of saying, this is how I think? People should not talk about their reality of what is happening to them. It's sabotage. Come on, let's be real. Petrol to the biggest thing and the biggest crisis that happen in the world right now. People, when they die left, right, and center. True wars, whether necessary or unnecessary. People are starving in Sierra Leone, in Freetown, in the suburbs. So look, we can take petrol and we can't put a blame game on APC when on common power 4 years ago. There is nothing for them anymore. Nothing. If you cannot fix anything within the past 4 years, you cannot maintain, you cannot stabilize, you cannot actually normalize anything whatsoever in terms of anything as alone, then I don't know what in the government don't do. So that would be my question. Why when they put a blame game on APC governments we don't leave power?
4 years ago. Yeah.
How much una feel to say APC gets right now? It's like you're telling me I live in my house and somebody else from outside is controlling what happens in my house. Come on,
this study, sad thing when they do. You know where you get a self-inflicting, problems and crisis for yourself. Nine and they do. So the way they use for try for cover behind, they cause more problem for you people and they see through you. That's exactly what you just said there. So they blame APC. That shows you are not in control. You understand? You are powerless. So why are you there in the first place? As Femi can say, if you're not able, what should you do? Pull on and come out there and left the people. You see, first they started, then they raised fuel price because now global issue all over the world. That was just 1 week. So price don't normalize, but they don't normalize them again. Wait till we see now the worst case scenario in Sierra Leone. You raise the price because you feel say now because you raise the price, now you go make people and get the fuel and go keep up. They keep on and they sell. But don't show you now say fuel not even then at the country. Because if they don't raise the price, they will be willing to sell because they will make more profit. Not so, but it is not there. Now you say, now the Russia and Ukraine war, now the cause. But it's not the reality in other countries. It happened like T-Boy say for a week or two. But things they don't normalize in other countries. So why Salon we don't get worse? But even inside the war they not get fuel shortage. Ukraine, where you go say right now they are suppressed and they not get fuel shortage. Why make Salon? Inside war all day? We forget fuel shortage. Neighboring countries they will not hear them cry for fuel shortage. So what is so wrong with Salon? Why Salon for be impacted by what happens in Ukraine and Russia? When not impacts with neighboring countries, then why for impact Salon so badly? So it continue to expose the government, say there are things where either they're not doing correctly or they don't care at all about. Let's come to the First Lady's statement. You were on a by-election, now constituency 073. You went there to campaign to win the heart and minds of the people. But when you go, you have nothing to sell. Even after the president don't say, he don't complete everything that manifesto from A to Z, and even he don't pass Z, he don't give it bunya as well, he don't dash me back. Some things that we not be even talk about, including the Lunge Bridge, the Wellington Bakery, and other things, the satellite hospital, the electric train, all other things that will not be promised. He don't deliver all. But you have no message. When you go there, you say fuel shots na Salon, because now APC, now then get all the NP petrol station and Leon oil. So APC that powerful, so that means you not get business na government, you not commodity because during APC time fuel not been short. If even they been short, people will be the queue now for few days here and there. But what you don't see, so in order at all, nothing to Thompson for coping, one drop. Say with the C syringe, why they deny say it's not possible for let us sell fuel by syringe alone. Eh? So the First Lady they contradict what the president say. Because this government, they are good at saying, oh, but we not see what you don't do. Okay, tell we what you don't do. But we not see you not get No, like the sabotage, you are not patriotic.
But Jima, you know the dangers of the statement? A lot of implications of that particular statement, because that statement is going to allow people to rise up against petrol owners.
Right. So you are inciting. So it's a complete incitement. You are inciting the people against petrol station owners.
Not against APC, because we don't know for sure whether these petrol stations are owned by APCians. But I'm just saying that statement alone can cause a lot of massive destruction to petrol stations. That is a policy statement.
Right.
So somebody, when the first lady, will not for make such policy statement. And guess what? She made a statement on a campaign trail.
Yes.
So what if now you have groups of people who think in their own dirty mindset? So we're looking for the MP station.
Yeah, look, all the petrol station are APC now together. Any petrol station when an NP petrol station or Leon oil, look, burn.
Can you imagine that? Or local go vandalize them because
right.
I know for sell you fuel. You don't put people and their life at risk gets away automatically because you don't think they can do to them tomorrow.
Right.
You know the same people and for go cause that army, but people think like they're right.
But it's a reality, and this government they're good at that. People demonstrate in communities. The president call them people and they say APC people and they are terrorists. They get them bad statements the way then they make, where they don't know the implication or then deliberate, they make them for incite other things there. Because why do you have to say that and single out say all NP petrol stations and Leon oil petrol stations them are owned by APC? But what's in that they show, it continue for expose the government say they don't even know what they're doing, they're not thorough. Because when these governments come, what's in the first thing they do? They did a transitional report, right?
Yeah.
They check all the assets and everything. Out big report and show say they don't show all Usai the former people they within the former government, Usai the asset, then they would send on thief. So why they not be including petrol station there as part of the assets then for say them people then they be in a government that they own them petrol station there? Why they not be put on there? So if the first lady know that for sure, and she's making a public statement, a policy statement on behalf of the government and the political party, the SLPP, so they knew this, why did they not include that in their commission of inquiry reports the way they do?
Well, again, the blame game works. But you see, one thing where I want people are aware of, we might have a population that we think is not educated, but education comes in different forms nowadays. And the one that will not get school knowledge doesn't necessarily mean they don't have any form of education in their mindset or in their brains. Gone are the days when you tell me black and we see white. I don't have, okay, let's reverse. I have a huge amount of doubt in the mindset of Sierra Leoneans when it comes to decision making. And when I say that, not to just in politics, but in so many disciplines, when it comes to decision making, we are the least to be trusted. We can switch within a second and forget about the reality of life and jump for glory, instant glory. For that reason alone, I will judge the mindset of us as Sierra Leoneans. Yeah, but there is not a single Sierra Leonean with this salon we could tell me say they are not aware of anything that happens in Sierra Leone and they can't see the reality of the worst that is happening in Freetown or in Sierra Leone at the moment, except if you want for fool yourself, because not to me, neither your brother or your sister or your cousin or your buddy or somebody with next to you. The party politics that politicians are playing in Sierra Leone has nothing to do with politics. They are just evil-minded people, period. As far as I'm concerned, they are using us as tools for their own mechanism. And then they twist things around. Oh, now APC that they make so because they have some mindset of people who only think like that. So we are being used as their tools for their activities by telling us what some of us want to hear. That's not the reality. So to be honest to you, when it comes to all these crises, I'm not talking to you, Siri.
People say it on vex. Say, indeed, this is too much. It's unacceptable. I see the 30 boys so. See it on vex power with government.
So to be very honest with you, Juma, we get for think beyond. You see when they say doctors beyond borders. We have to start thinking beyond borders, which means everything that is in front of your eyes that looks like a border, you should be able to think beyond that.
Look at the bigger picture, you know.
If we begin to think like that, we problem as alone not ask for solve. Now for actually accept the reality of how politicians are treating their citizens, be it APC or be it SLPP. Because there will come a time when we'll sit down back on the same platform. We don't want to be repeating the same thing. Because it will not be good. And if it is going to be that, so be it. So as far as I'm concerned, we get for begin look at things not for the face value of man, but we begin look at things within the reality of what we see. Nobody, not if I can tell you again, say, hey, T, but you know they see what TV they do, show me. Salon, we very good at seeing is believing. I don't know why would they deny certain things then.
You know, T, but this, go ahead, sorry.
If we first lady say most of the MPs are all owned by Sierra Leoneans and APCians, to God, they call 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 names.
Yeah.
You go hesitate for call their name. You the campaign for gain vote, right? So why would you to call names of people who own? So let me go confront them now. Say me, man, why don't they behave so?
Yes. Una wicked, una old them, una only petrol, una they give seller.
When media houses them, we go begin pass one petrol station to petrol station. One guy come out and say yes, we get fuel, but guess what? We cannot sell the fuel right now because of the kiosk on the particular station.
Exactly, it will create more problem than it will solve.
It will even create more disaster. Because imagine now, everybody they can forget the young gallon, forget them for buy. Then some
yeah.
That disaster they not go say again and then kill people. So we get for begin to think. So the possibility of saving the worst kiosks, if not for say okay, we only sell for 1 hour and we close, because when people decided to go back to their houses, then they begin sell, the queue not go that massive. It not go create any kind of kiosk. But when you imagine you get a line from this junction where they are New England, from New England Junction, it go all the way around by the courts until it go down prison, it turn back, it make tail and curve.
And I forgot by fair side.
You will not be comfortable to start to sell fuel because you know for say kiosk is on the way. 1, the car then go on for take priority. 2, the one they wake out and drum them or they are rolling them go on take priority because everybody's desperate. Now like you go open one bag race, some people they not start for 1 month. They go kill them all because they're not going for it stickers. They're not going for it again because you know the one they can't fetch for the guests, they're not going eventually even take 1 month though. When you go small, when they want for say when they put one place and turn all kites.
Yeah. Somebody take the pepper rubber and other company, somebody bet in company and
what's it end up for
the other person they pit inside the rest. Anything they do for outdo the other person is what they will do.
The rest they take away.
Yeah, all things going are gone. Yeah.
All man beer.
All man losses.
So that the situation on the whole friend we have not alone. So we can for begin think.
What a sad reality in our country. You know, T-Boy, again, on all fronts, the First Lady, you know, therefore be measured and in statement them. You can say what you want your audience to hear at that moment, but it comes back to haunt you. The Petroleum Directorate, whether ready for reach agreement or whether they add fuel prices, other than they sit with. Now the APC petrol owner, the NP and the Leone, not all can sign, not so. Not so all they sign at the dotted. So you're sitting with those people, reaching an agreement with them, and then incite the public against them. What a bad way to govern a country. What a bad way for things say you pull you aid out of a serious situation where you government refuse for do anything about. Because inside that chaos where they people inside the government are benefiting heavily. Then they make so much money. So they are becoming millionaires overnight, people inside the government, but then they set fire, the service providers and the public, and government fail to take responsibility.
So these are the issues: ownership, responsibility.
Right.
To say, okay, we need to fix this problem. Okay, my people, I know say this chaos don't cause so much problem, but it's time for fix things. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Tell me one time where this government, you don't see anyone take responsibility. Say, you know what, we fell short, or this is not right, but we're trying to fix it.
Well, I can't remember of any.
When I asked the president during in tour about the legal system, what he say? He said, not be aware, say there was a problem that the legal system.
Well, these are serious issues because, to be honest to you, Juma, sometimes I get really frustrated at some points wherein
I know
I want to keep my mouth shut, but I can't. Because again,
well, you've been all resign long and say, but Juma will just waste time and not have to participate in this or talk about this anymore.
To be honest, at some point I thought we were, but we're not. Because a lot of changes have been made over the past couple of weeks or months or year. So I will say people are watching. People are know exactly some of the stuff they would say now, so and it gets to places. Yeah. But what can make you feel a bit disappointed that the fact say the one that we ought to know better, the one that we expect a lot from, are still acting in a sycophant way. And you have been thinking, and you're thinking, really? Not from you, man.
So that's why I usually say, for me, in as much as, I can be hard on the government, and the people who may not they condone at all, and the enablers them. Where they enable the government for continue for fail the people and justify that failure day. Or continue for silence other people, say will not for talk because the government they fail because not in government. They know they will agree with you in private. They will not say not two they talk, but we not say for not two pass mark now. But how you go say not two? Then you say that with two pass mark. But you know one follow talk, you know allow discuss, okay, yeah, not true. So this and this what we'll do, or this and this, now this will be able for influence for let them do for change situation for the better. But you're saying we're two pass mark. Now you don't admit say it's true, but we know for talk at the same time.
I swear, I think there are times when you don't need think tank. You don't need that because, like I say, salon very small. And if we want for in real capacity as media practitioners to solve the media issue in Sierra Leone is not that difficult. And you not even ask for see,
tell you say that is not true, boy. You think it was see don't vex see able for setting out again. Because you don't see T-boy they grumble in a corner say T-boy don't talk then same thing see now they say T-boy you the act yet not talk about this again because you don't say they're not gonna do it.
No, maybe we need see for they on top of government issues in Sierra Leone for give them a constant reminder of what did you just say? I didn't get that clearly. Can you say it again?
Mm-hmm.
Or you must have missed something from the sentence that you just made. Can you ask?
Please repeat.
You need some of that because the problem with me, the guys now, nobody challenges what these people are saying. Nobody asks questions. Even the media practitioners don't ask the right questions. They switch talk the questions. Come on. Do you think if I get access for ask question to the Minister of Information, I don't go ask any question where everybody wants to ask her?
Yeah, we're not a feature. The people want to know. We ask you the question whether you want for answer, you know, want for answer.
My major question to them will be, I beg you, I want to keep telling me, for God's sake, why you hold or why you host a press conference every single week or every day in Sierra Leone? I really want to know why, because I don't see what is happening.
I'll preempt what his answer will be.
For you talk about every week, I don't know which form of updates you want for the nation, because the people that we address, they don't even know what you're saying. Now, a handful of Sierra Leoneans, the way they go sit down within that small call day of your press briefing, and then put a social media stunt statement on the platform, and what you want to make the in the Somebody sent me a couple of videos a couple of weeks ago. As I see the videos, I say, no, this not so fake. But guess what? There is a lot more behind this with me and you know don't see. Now that's me one for to this I don't see. Because I know for sure that these people are very good at propaganda. No question asked. They are masters of doing it. How they do it? Now, because they already don't measure the mindset of Sierra Leoneans.
I don't even call them propaganda, okay? You know why? Because propaganda sometimes is when you try for exaggerate the truth. But most of the things that they propagate is not even true. You know, false things, false statements, and when you challenge them, they become defensive. So I don't even call it propaganda, trust me.
Well, what's make they say so? Now, some of the elements of things they really just cut and send.
Right. Then cut here, join here.
They're selective about those ones. So now, they want to really talk about primarily. Right. But when you look at the now make what they talk about is the president's statement about the 2 billion. We want for you what he say after that.
Exactly. Waiting happened before that and waiting to happen and waiting say after that. But then just cut that side for sure say he's a religious man, he's a very generous person, you know, he care about the church, he care about the religious community and all of these things. And here it is, even somebody when a competitor now in there for remind for pledge on his behalf.
Thank you.
You know that this man don't care about. That's what they're trying to portray here. But now people know behind the scenes. People know behind the scenes that the one where you pledge for,
Now for know what he said before or what he
say after. Right.
But you can never ever see that deal.
No. They will tell you say go find out. That's what they'll tell you. Or if you know they see left, now no foresee. Why would I not ever see something good about this government back? Would I not one day talk something good about the government? Okay, tell me waiting for talk about this government. Okay, no, we don't want to talk. No, come, tell the people. We platform. We not even you just right with the right. You tell me whose question the Wallo will ask you. We not even design your question. Tell me. So okay, ask me this question. Will they offer you all that? Come and tell the people.
Because there's no.
It's a platform. We're not going to scold you. We're not going to strangle you. We're not able to tell the people the truth because we are not armed with the information. We're not sure. So you will get the information. Do us the favor and the people of Sierra Leone. Come here, sit down, and tell them, oh, wow, no. Okay, we're not ask you ask question. You tell me the question that we want to ask you, and if we go outside that, we are free to log off. Then the back don't be wahala. Oh no, well, we government, you know, they say no to all side we forgo. We sabi una. We know una, but una paid media them. Una did no more for sabotage. These are the things we get from these people, you know. So let me see. Mohammed Conte writes something. Well, Erika George say in a dictatorship system, there is no question asked. It's only to follow instructions. Of course. You know, that's what we've just been emphasizing. So Mohammed Conte say whatever that is happening in the country is based on lack of foreign exchange. Since the governor came out to march for the publicity, the New Leons, we started having a shortage of dollars in the country. Now that so many business people has changed their money to US dollars because of the uncertainty in the country, the leones is falling in value every day. Here is the $1 million question. Is this the right time to change our money to a new leons? Is this not what we discussed the last time? That if you think, say, people in the color, then they keep their dollar, then they change, go strangle them back now. So you don't see the impact.
It will be the next trigger for Apple now, because if people don't keep their money, then they mistake again. APC don't keep all the money.
Keep all the money, yeah.
So we don't know what is what. So to be honest, I think we got to begin look at things from a different angle. So we got to begin realize, okay, are we still putting the blame on the past government for the inappropriate actions of the current government? It's 4 years down the line.
That's what's happening, yeah.
Like Boris Johnson, they can say, you see, labor and employ the system.
Mm-hmm.
So we go struggle right now, forget free this, free that. But you don't ever hear yourself, Boris Johnson begin tell you, but still labor don't do. Now only when they want for past policy, then they tell you about the policy where labor make, where sometimes affects the economy. And this policy can make, it never affects the economy like how labor will make that policy will affect the economy. That is what they argue on.
Yeah.
They're not going to argue on the thing that way labor don't do where they make them able for work right now. No. Now,
so you know,
now for change labor
change. Yeah, for tell and say that your policy better pass practically the work and make it happen.
Parliament. Yeah. It's about policies.
Right.
Labor governments back then didn't work because it creates a lot of loopholes where it make the economy go down. So what we want for can do, we lock them loopholes, then they will make sure say we increase the economy by closing those gaps, by stopping those funding, by stopping this, by stopping that. The economy will be bigger again. And that is what they argue on. Labor will say, no, when a own form of policies them now for create poverty in local communities. When they create crisis for social representation. When they create crisis for social development in low-income communities. So what would they do with policy now for stabilize the low-income community and make sure they themselves rise to their own status? That's the challenge.
Right.
That's the challenge. But in Sierra Leone, it's different.
T-boy.
We don't see nothing. All we see, the APC make able for operate. The APC na they non-bad, na they bad, na they wreck the country, make able for do nothing. We they pay billions of debt of APC. And when your debt don't quadruple APC then debt.
So, no, their own debts don't even surpass their own. The mismanagement don't surpass their own record with them set. They don't broke their own record. Forget the APC. So what you see, yeah, go ahead.
Go on.
So what you see, remember where the government campus, the first thing, what was it? Oh, una give it chance. Let we operate. No, first, una don't spoil the country, una don't lucky the country. That was the APC, okay? The people una don't TV, una don't broke the economy, we can't block all the leakages. So that's changed in 1 year, where people began to, oh, we're not even 2 years yet, so una give it chance. Una give it chance first, now fix what una don't spoil. Now, because I don't spoil 2 years come, the APC people accepted, okay, yeah, and even Sierra Leoneans generally will not belong to political parties. So you know what? I think it's a reasonable thing. Let's give them 2 years to see, because it's a new government. That went out of the window. Then the other thing came to, oh, you are unpatriotic. Una not patriotic, una de sabotage. So that became the other language now. So you see how language they change from give a chance, but then still able to deliver to una patriotic, una not for ask question. Now, APC, now una own all thing. Una they deprive the people of Sierra Leone for not able for deliver. But we have a president that said he had been tried and tested. And I talked to somebody, T-Boy. You see, let God help in our country, trust me. It is really, really unfortunate. And for me, the deception and the genuine way with brother and sister, and these are people that we know personally, and we know they have the knowledge, but how they skew away for do all the wrong things is what I don't understand. Because, like you say, these are people we used to sit together, talk, and analyze what was not going well with the previous government, right? And we're talking about those things openly. But now, they're not even one for acknowledge that there are issues going on. They stop talking to you. Can you imagine people who are supposed to be your friends in this government stop talking to you just because they think you're not a support rating than they do? Just because of that. So now you blame everything on the previous government because you're not able to deliver. So what are you going to campaign on election day?
Blame.
Okay, blame. All right.
That's what we were going to campaign on, blame.
So you blame at constituency 073 when I just a by-election, but when I still able for win. You blame at constituency 110. You're still not able for win. Do you think blaming will win you 2023 elections?
Only if they're willing to take the battle, because they might not even have time to take the battle on. Because it means, it looks, or it feels like, well, not looks, means, or feels like. The First Lady is running the affairs of SLPP as the government, as a party, as a political party. So because everywhere...
How so?
Eh?
How so?
Yeah, but
they're not in party leadership and administration.
You tell me, when was the last time you saw the party leadership in a political campaign?
Good question. Because I would expect, say, the chairman for the party, Prince Harding, for being gonna this constituency's 073 by-election, but I don't see the Secretary General.
All the by-election, and you tell me, when was the last time you saw him?
Well, the last one was possibly in a constituency 110. Was he there?
When was that?
That was a year or so ago.
Okay.
So I think I'm not sure, because Andy back now be the first thing they lead way be promise them people and say then they give them microcredit. I don't know. Did they finally give them that money?
Yeah, but they give microcredit where the boss one I forgot votes for knowing. Starting microcredit the commoner. Left no Juma. But to be honest, I think we get for look at things. We get for actually zooming more into some of these affairs of what is happening in Sierra Leone, because the blame game is up to whoever is in power or whoever they campaign for. Use the blame game as their campaign pattern for win the next election. I don't really care how it's done. As far as me concerned, we for now left for begin clap and begin ask questions to people.
Left for clap and dance.
Yes, so for beginning
and fet for t-shirt.
And when they say, oh, people in the camp, the politicians in the camp for campaign mange buye, then pull bubu. That's for be an end game. That's ain't for be victory now, not for campaign anymore. If for be victory now,
you dance a victory dance, not a campaign dance.
Not a campaign dance anymore, because for left the campaign dance, because it looked like for say two things. Politicians are using the platform for campaign with campaign dance because they know for say that is what people want. And then if people then they use the campaign dance for make money from the politicians them.
Because they don't say something, they don't go ever get that money.
So to them, now win-win situation. But if we begin to tell politicians then say, okay, you can get to my okay, no problem, come, you meet me. We'll go wait for you in the bag. But they never ask for you, so because you know we not see it, and you can't tell me nothing. It's go for being dance for you. Come, can't tell me what thing you want to do, can't tell me what thing you belong to do, can't tell me what thing you go get for do if you win,
and can't tell me how you get for do them.
Thank you. Because we got to begin hold them now responsible. Because if they tell we say, I have executed all my manifesto from A to beyond Z, and yet to be seen with the naked eyes of Sierra Leoneans, the way they eye open.
But they're not they see because the place dark.
Maybe something. But we got for begin ask questions and now. Okay, when you come for can support for can represent so yes. What we don't do for we? Not to when the constituency they Fobo and then the MP they Laka. No, the MP go only they Laka if there is no means of parliament sitting for that MP day where something not go for host time. Because even the MP they already learn say where they get 2 homes, now then they pay for the second home.
Right.
Only if they get government sitting and then enable for go back to their constituency those that they belong. Government go say, okay, we they rent you a hotel room for the night because you can't make it to catch the next train. Because sometimes the parliament sitting where they get that day overrun.
Mm-hmm.
Even themselves not get that privilege anymore because they may claim 2 homes. They may claim allowances for 2 homes, and those 2 homes are their houses. So they literally live in London and they are claiming housing, whatever they might call it, allowance for the houses they will then get in a different side. That is not a government responsibility. It isn't. Mm-hmm. So, for example, now if we begin to MP them, where they live within the community and they realize the problems that we have within the community, then face the blackout with we, then face the water shortage with we, then face the Boko Boko road with we, then they go understand the problems they will go through.
Right.
But other than that, no crisis.
Well, we don't go, we don't come. The talk not get for done today. A judge just highlighted, say if the president in salary na 12 million for month, 13 month na 156 million, 4 year na 624 million. So it don't help with the maths. So based on the assumption that that's what it is. But thank you so much, Eric, and thank you for the contribution. I see my MC say even get a way contribute something good in life, but because of party support, you know, they talk to people that way be able to do good for them. Well, that's the world we live in, you know. It's reality, but still, if you're good, to continue to, you know, not for deter you for be good to others. Hopefully, we all will equal one day. They say when you go up, not forget the one that we left down, because when you did for them, bye. We go turn to kill. Talk calm. We will left how they go inside the Republic Naya, and we will give a last statement then for today, and then we will come back next week by God power. Over to you, Femi. You don't listen. Today, you know, chakra better like last week. So your last statement for today program, then T-Boy will round up for you.
Yeah, I would just like for thank Una also. Una don't talk beaucoup today. Una talk fine. I'd like to thank we guests them, both on YouTube and Facebook. We the watch we. I asked them for make them share we program, make them like we page, make when they join, make them tell us area na the world and they join from, because I believe so we'll get a large following. You know, so we'll go begin. I think so we'll get a few who know outside and the, but you go find follow who know outside the balance and the.
So one for know we on global.
Yeah.
One for do your small map, Sierra Leone media map.
Now they know how big the Salon diaspora and community be, and how big the Sierra Leone following or family be, because we're all a family. But you know, my own last word for today on show. Nah, they could begin with church, so I begin at church reading. Then say the good book say it's easier for a donkey to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to reach heaven. So some man they will go pay 200 almost
2 billion
leon or 200,000 or $200,000 and almost iron rod, because then they
20 ton
iron rod, because they want to pay their way to the afterlife.
Thank you, Femi. Amen. And then he say, no easy road, not there for go heaven. Shortcut, not there for go heaven. Over to you, T-Boy.
I think I go say, Femi, was it 47th? I think about 15 years ago, I met a woman at the Methodist Church in London, and we were doing, I think it's the 47th Independence Anniversary. Right, Femi? And guess what that woman said? She sang a song. That song, the 30 day that I made.
Sing out for me, that's if you sabi sing.
By God in power. By God in power. Salon go sweet.
Bye.
Really what that woman said. I don't know whether that mommy is still there alive. But it go nice for make it see the sweetness of Salon if God not taking life it.
Amen.
Maybe possibly there within the age of 70 to 80 years old. That woman is still get hope. This is roughly about 15 years ago. 13 to 15 years ago. That woman is still the thing say, by God in power. No put nobody before. By God in power, Salon was sweet. But yet still, now by the same God in power, we try for defend Salon and deprive Salon of the possibilities them wherefore make people their life better for make Salon sweet. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So no matter how we look at politics, God, they watch we all. As if you not believe in the worship way, the worship, or you get to your own side God. But if not the same God we all the worship, Salon goes sweet. And we will see the sweetness of Salon. Why some of they are alive, not to when we don't. And God will make we see the sweetness of Salon. So no matter what we do, no matter what we say, how we say how we say why we say now for make Salon sweet. And we yet see that sweetness there whilst we're still alive.
By God in power.
YouTube, but for sure, we'll not forget for joining back again next week for another edition. So over to you, Juma.
Thank you so much, T-Boy. Thank you, Femi, and to all reviewers then. We appreciate you all. And we hope say una will continue for share and like the Facebook and YouTube platform. Subscribe to our YouTube platform and like the Facebook page. So when you do that, we expand the audience base and share them with other people then. So we will continue for bringing a good program then. And I promise you, say soon we will start for the open the phone line, regularly during the program. So at least we are doing our first-hand contributions as well. And me just want to say to the President, because today the conversation dominated by his generosity to a church that he belongs to, Insai De Worship. It's a good gesture. But I want to say to our President, the easy way for go heaven is not by a one-off donation to a church. That can help. But they say, do unto others as you'd like them to do unto you. I don't know what's part of the Bible that, but that is a popular saying where we all get. And then say, be your brother's keeper. So, meaning, if you want for sleep in a fine bed, under lights, under air condition, and if you can afford when you are sick or when you think you need to do a medical checkup for preventative reasons, provide those facilities for the 7 million people. If you want for eat good food, get 3 meals a day, at least create opportunities for at least 1 or 2 meals a day. That will help you. Here's the problem. Make everybody in a salon safe. The people of Sierra Leone will pray for you. You will get more du'as, more prayers. People will commit your life to God. Just like how, I don't know, can you guys remind me, is it the Venezuelan or Uruguayan president, one of those guys out there, where He was a president, but he donated everything, including his salary and other things. He was living like still a nomad, and people remembered him for that. So let us, please, Mr. President, sack your advisors then and advise yourself. Don't act tough. Don't act like you get for be this superhuman. Create opportunities. So you alone, the burden for donate to St. Luke Church will not be rest on your shoulders. So resources go flow. So more members go able for donate, not 2 billion, but go donate 1 million. We go reach possibly 10 billion for build the church and other institutions, Mr. President. By that, the road to heaven will be smooth and easy for you. With that, Mijumaba, on behalf of the Sierra Leone Media team, they say tata, and we look forward to seeing you all next week by God in power. By God in power. Salute.
By God. No, sing a fine.
By God in power.
Femi again. Let's start again.
No, join.
Three skim, please. Three skim.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Lead now.
Let me put with three skim first. Then we'll go by God in power. Three skim. Three skim. We can begin preach now on the program.
Yes. Say amen. So ready?
Aha. Thank you very much, Femina. You know left now.
Man, I see you. I don't kick me away. Now, boy.
Femi, come, Femina. Femina, you lose now.
Yes, we need way of being at the screen.
Femi, good to go. No sing for now. The salon go sweet song.
Yes.
But no lemon, no rhyme now. Na straightforward. If you get website now for play Gongoli voice, no problem.
It's logo.
Femi, you ready for it?
The ID still logo.
1, 2, 3, go. By
God in power. By God in power.
Salon go sweet.
By God in power. By God in power. Salon more sweet and salon go sweet. Bye. Thank you. Good night and stay blessed.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and then party them. Sierra Leone Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sierragemedia.org. Now who's term these?
My country, baby. It's a long, now we're going Cloud Diamond.
Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if we point, Usa we go. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if we point, Usa we go. Everybody me say welcome. If we all this country so strong. Everybody me say stand up. If you like salon, say yeah. Then say is just gloomy. The moon is going, the cloud is forming. The cocks are crowing, dew is falling, the bags are coming. Everybody running inside Switzerland today. The land is yummy. See the mommy they cooking fufu. The party smoking cigarettes. Rajo they watch baby musu. Way they find out the country rest. Right in West Africa, on the Atlantic Ocean. Inside this land, so much I can boast of. Look at the good plantation. From the beach I get meditation. Make me not wear this nation. I get L-O-V-E for me alone. Yeah, for me alone. Love for me alone. Sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Everybody missing well done. If we own this country so strong. Everybody missing stand up. If you like salon, say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah.
I know a L-O-V-E, Sierra Leone was a L-O place where sweet like gold. We got diamond box, I silver and gold. So that we make time for the young and old. I mean for let we serve, help we serve. Also you come from the bars, you want for put chest. Peace, love and unity, now for put first. For the jealousy and watch, that don't make sense. Togetherness is one, but wait for we success. So get up and go walk, I'll sit down for the top. I criticize the government just for mix up. But step on the pill, so we need for put stuff. Have for hustle for you all, no matter how you struggle the boat. It's life without pain, not easy, not in the zone. Just forget to live in who myself can go slow. We like to say I go, I never forget about this old.
Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Everybody missing well done. If we own this country so strong. Everybody missing stand up. If you like salon, say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah. We all remember say, sweet salon how we own. Each and every one for take care of his own. We all remember say, this country now we own. Each and every one for take care of salon. I will exalt thee, realm of the free. Great is the love where I get for salon. I got enough track of one for maintain this me land. No matter the situation, I get love for salon. I got enough every day, no day pamphlet. Blessing up picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country part up for any attack. Me the way me boo. I got enough every day, no day pamphlet. Blessing up picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country part up for any attack. Me the way me boo. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like unto the bone. Cause if it went, Insai we go. Everybody missing well done. If we own this country so strong. Everybody missing stand up. If you like salon, say yeah. Yeah, yeah.